just machines. It always seems bad at first. I'll find a way. I always have.
It's musicality on the top.
Wanna go closer? Wanna go closer? Baby.
see some ones in the chat if you guys are ready for the stream to get started. Let me see some ones in the chat right now. Let's get things started. Okay, all right. I'm starting to see some ones. Oh, can I play? Yeah, that should be fine. Actually, let's change it. There it is. There it is. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I just realized that there is a massive delay from when I'm speaking to when it actually shows up on the video. So that's why I'm always so behind. Oh, that's crazy. So yeah, gotta change the stream latency, but I can't do that while I'm streaming. So yeah, that's gonna be probably something I'll do for next time. Yeah, but anyway, hello there to your mom, Mason Wrigley. Gary, the editor, of course, always in the chat. Well, not always, but usually in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Zach, History Notes, Jalen, Cartoon Fan, Polly, Skeptor, I think that's how you say your name, Skeptor, Trey, Moneyman. I think that is about it that I can see in the chat. Superstar Mario Plush Films. Okay, welcome, 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 welcome. We got another Joshua in the chat. Sweet. All right. Yeah, I think that is about it. So I'm going to go ahead and get things started. I don't even know if you guys can even hear the music right now, but you know what? That's fine. I'm going to let it play. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am back. Did I just move the camera or something? No, I think. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. All right, it's all good. But hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Regularjosh1 stream. It's been almost a month. I think the last time I literally streamed was December 1st or something like that. I think I don't fully remember, but either way, it's been a while. Again, there is kind of like a massive delay when it comes to this video. I think the delay is about like 30 to 20 seconds or something. So, yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys all had a good day today. It is New Year's Eve, the final day of 2023. We've been doing these streams ever since 2020, and honestly, like I kind of just I just like doing them. You know what I mean? It's fun. So, all right, let's see. Everybody, let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. Again, it's going to be a little bit of a delay, so it's going to be a while since I'm going to be able to hear anything, so, or see anything in the chat. So let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me fine, if the music is too loud, if it's too low, or if I'm too low, let me know in the chat, all right? Mason says, had an awesome day. I went to a house-like hotel last night. Nice! Sweet. Okay, Mishay says, yes, I can hear. Mason. Okay, good. Just want to double check. Somebody said they couldn't hear me, but they, okay. Cool. Cartoon Fan, do you have your volume all the way up? Because everyone else says that they can hear. You know what? Actually, let me just double check. I got my phone as well. Just want to double check. Somebody said they couldn't hear me. Okay, cool. You know, okay, I can turn down the music. Again, that's a plus side of having a different camera when it comes to these streams. It's a plus side because at the very least now I can kind of check on the. Cool. Let's see. Again, that's a plus side of having. Yeah, it seems like a different camera when it comes to. Okay, so it sounds like. Let me know if that sounds better. Let me know if that sounds better. All right. Again, it's still somewhat of a new setup. I'm still kind of getting used to it and all that. So. All right. Let's get the chat back up, and here we go. All right. Cool. So yeah. So I was actually originally planning on streaming at around like 3:30. But I actually just came back from the Science Center in California. I live in California, if you don't know. I'm basically in the LA area. And so I went to the Science Center, which is the, basically science museum that we have that's pretty local. It's free. I don't have to pay anything except for parking. But other than that, it's free for me. But today is the last day that I get to see the Space Shuttle Endeavour, kind of like in its current state. Let me see if actually, because I don't think I have a picture of it. In fact, let me just change a couple of things. Just want to make sure. I'm gonna get, just to let you guys know. Alright, let me see. Alright. So this, again, benefit of having a different camera. So this is what I saw today. That's the Space Shuttle Endeavour. It's currently in this, like, building, as you can see right here. That building is only temporary. It's been up there. It's been kind of, like, in that state for about, like, 11 years. We've had it for a while. And so now, the Science Museum is getting, like, a full expansion. And I wish I took a picture of, well, I mean, I did on this camera, because I did take this camera, and, I did vlog, and to be incredibly honest with you, I'm not 100% sure if the vlog's really gonna come out that great. I'm still new to vlogging, and when there's a lot of people, I'm not exactly, that comfortable. You know what I mean? I'm not the most comfortable in terms of, just kind of having the camera pointed at me and talking to people while everybody is, just around, you know what I mean? But either way, that vlog is most likely, if I fully complete it, it's going to be on the other channel, which I think I'm going to rename that to the Regular Josh Adventures, I think. It makes sense. There's not another channel that has that name right now, and so... And when you look up Regular Josh, whether it's Regularjosh1 or just Regular Josh, it comes to my channel. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes sense to really, like, connect those things, I think. Okay. But yeah, so I did get to see that one last time before it gets moved into, the new part of the museum. And I did not take a picture of that at all on my phone, so, which is fine. But yeah, that's kind of been in the making for, like, I'd say about 11 years since we got that space shuttle. And so I had to see it one last time before they shut it off and start moving it to its new location. But yeah, so that's where I was. I went there about, like, around 12, and I was there for about... Actually, I think I was there for literally about 2 hours. I got to walk around the museum and, again, got to see the space shuttle again. So it was, yeah, it was a pretty good day. There was a lot of people there, though, but it wasn't too bad. If I was able to just transfer the stuff from my phone as of right now, I mean, not from my phone, from the camera to either the phone or the computer right now, I would, but I legitimately can't, so, because I'm streaming. So, yeah, but that's basically what I, did today. That was always planned, and of course the live stream was always planned. I almost did the live stream later, and I'm glad I didn't, because the whole lighting situation, you know what I mean? Like, I have the window But I have like some lights around me, so it's a whole thing. Your mom says, "Hey, it's an improvement over the Bun vlog." Yeah, again, like that was a channel name that I don't remember if I came up with that name or if Gary the editor came up with that name. I don't remember, but that was what, 8 years ago? Well, it's gonna be, because I think I started it in 2016, so it's gonna be about close to 8 years. I think so. I don't really remember, to be incredibly honest, though. But either way, yeah, like I think I'm gonna change that name, because again, it's kind of a weird name, the Bun Vlogger. Like, who the hell is gonna look up the Bun Vlogger? You know what I mean? If I want to advertise the channel on my channel, you know what I mean? It makes sense to go ahead and change it where it's kind of similar to Regularjosh1, you know what I mean? Regular Josh Adventures, I think. Something like that, I don't know. Your mom says it definitely sounds like something Gary would make up. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it's definitely possible, you know? Again, I don't remember if he did or if he didn't. Yeah, so 2023, man. 2023 has certainly been a interesting year. Mainly on the good side. Obviously, in the beginning of the year, I had to deal with a lot of, stuff in regards to, which I don't want to keep bringing it up when I'm doing these live streams, though. But, but yeah, it's like, hold on a second. Sorry. But yeah, just very quick. All right, but yeah, so yeah, it started off kind of rocky in the beginning of the year, because again, it was, me kind of just adjusting to, that certain family member that is no longer in my life anymore, but either way, it was rocky in the beginning, but then like it, kind of started to get better, like situations got way better. I started going out, getting out of the house way more, and hanging out with friends and doing stuff. I started doing, excuse me, I started doing like Disneyland and theme parks way more. I've still yet to have gone to like Universal Studios this year, but mainly it's been like Knott's Berry Farm or Disneyland or something. So that's kind of been, the most that's been going on necessarily. But yeah, some of the greater things that definitely happened, of course, was me being in that show, or us doing our second season of the show, Maggie's Market. That's been awesome. And we're going to start doing some more episodes sometime next year. Obviously 2024, that's literally tomorrow. But, that is going to, essentially, I think we're supposed to start filming some more episodes in February. We're supposed to be doing like 16 more episodes or something, so that's going to be very interesting, very fun. I can't wait to work on the show some more. It's been pretty awesome. If you guys remember, some of you may remember and some of you guys may not, but when I did the first season last year in 2022, hold on. When I did the show last year in 2022, I also worked with the creator of Johnny Bravo, so that was pretty awesome. So that was really very cool. Like, he was a character in one of our episodes, and so the fact that I got to be able to work with him and got a drawing of Johnny Bravo himself from him and whatnot. And it's crazy because also I think I mentioned sometime on the channel, did I mention it in a stream? I might have mentioned it on a stream, I don't fully remember, but I did do LA ComicCon about a month ago. When was LA ComicCon? It was the weekend after Thanksgiving, I think. And so I just remember hold on for a quick second. Yeah, either way, I do remember that when it came to to LA Comic-Con, there was a panel that was about like Johnny Bravo. I didn't necessarily get to do everything when it came to Johnny Bravo, because I was in like another panel. Like I was kind of watching a lot when it came to what was it? When it came to kind of like voiceover work and stuff, because I am wanting to be a voice actor. I mean, obviously I kind of have like the microphone for the job and stuff, or that's why I got the microphone. But this also was like, you know, because of the pandemic when things were shut down, right? Excuse me, when things were shut down, essentially, that was why I ended up getting this microphone, so I could continue to do some work. And I was doing a lot of voice acting work, and I would definitely like to go back to it. You know what I mean? Because it's honestly, it's been a while. But Mason says, hey Josh, maybe one day you could become a voice actor. That's what I'm hoping for. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. 100%. That's what I'm gonna try to work for as well. So yeah, it would be freaking awesome if I was able to be a voice actor in any particular show or whatever. That would be pretty awesome. But yeah, but like I was doing like a panel. I did 2 panels where like one had to do with like voice actors, and they were up they kind of did like a cold read of a old Batman radio drama script, I think, and that was really freaking cool. And so that was pretty awesome. But yeah, I was able to get like a nice a bunch of like tips and whatnot from these actors and everything, and so that was pretty cool. But then after I finished halfway through the second voice acting panel that I was in, I ended up going to the Johnny Bravo panel, which also DJ Lance was also a part of that panel as a kind of like a special guest, and he did do like a script reading with them as well, because they did do a script reading of, I think it was like either one of the episodes that never made it to air or never was produced, or I don't fully remember, to be honest with you, but like I just remembered that they were doing a script reading, and it was so cool. You had, I think his name is the voice actor of Johnny Bravo. Is his name Jeff Bennett? I think it's Jeff Bennett, or is it? I think so. Either way, he was there, and again, Van Partible, the creator of Johnny Bravo, he was there too, kind of reading the he was reading kind of like the stage narrations, or like I guess that's what they would call it in any script, the stage narrations. And you know, like the directions and everything, and so it was really cool. Cartoon says, wait, DJ Lance Rock from Yo Gabba Gabba? Yeah, he was at LA Comic-Con. I almost got to meet him at another panel, but he had to go to the Johnny Bravo panel, and so I couldn't necessarily, like, you know, get a picture with him or anything like that though. But it was all good though. You know, as long as I was able to have, like, you know, seen him and kind of have met him, like that's more than enough for me. Also, I did meet Broby. Broby was also at LA Comic Con as well, and so I was able to meet him, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, LA Comic Con was so awesome. Like, I almost didn't go. I mean, for one, I only found out about LA Comic Con when it came to, like, I think it was an Instagram post that Yo Gabba Gabba made, where it's like, hey, at LA Comic Con this weekend, you get the chance to meet DJ Lance and some of the Yo Gabba Gabba cast members. And I was like, wait a minute, excuse me? So I had to look into this, and I looked at when they were meeting and everything, and so I, like, looked at and saw that tickets were still available, and I did not buy a ticket to the Comic-Con. And I think it was that Friday. I think, yes, it was that Friday I found out that Comic-Con was going on. And then the next day, which was Saturday, that's when I went. I ended up getting the tickets to get a badge to go to LA Comic-Con. And then I ended up going to LA Comic-Con, and I'm so glad that I did that. I had, like, one of the best times at any convention. You know, I've been to, I mean, the only conventions I've really been to, honestly, is Anime Expo. And that one's okay. It's just the only thing with Anime Expo is that I don't really watch anime, and so there's not really a lot that I can particularly get into, you know, when it comes to being there. There's, like, not really a lot of panels that I would consider watching, or wanting to be a part of or anything, you know what I mean? Because I'm not really that much into anime, you know? It's still cool to go there, don't get me wrong, it's still fun, you know? Like, you still have, like, the artist gallery or the main exhibitors floor or main exhibitors hall, I think that's what you call it, where you have like all of these people that either make merchandise or a bunch of people who are kind of like selling plush toys or figures that they create or certain things like that. And it's like really cool. You know, so I would spend like most of my time over there and whatnot. But yeah, I was just able to get more into doing I was just able to get more into doing what am I trying to say right now? Excuse me. I was just able to get into doing more like stuff at Comic-Con. You know, again, there were things that I wanted to do, and also just the amount of like people that I knew that were you know what I mean? Like, I got to see Bob Gurr, who is a Disney Imagineering legend in Disneyland history. I think he did a couple of things for Walt Disney World, but I don't fully remember. But I know he is definitely a legend here in Disneyland. Also, one of the people, well, not one of the people, the guy that played, if any of you guys have seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Johnny Depp version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, you would know that they had an actor that played the Oompa Loompas, and it was that one guy, you know, instead of it being like multiple people that, you know, you kind of had dressed up and played Oompa Loompas, it was just that one guy that they duplicated over and over and over and over and over again. He was also at Comic-Con, which I didn't expect. I was just walking by past like some of the booths, and then I looked over, and I think somebody said, "Oh my gosh, that's the guy from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory." I was like, "Wait, where?" And then I looked, and lo and behold, he was there signing autographs, taking photos, and it was crazy. I wish I could have done that. It's just that, like, when you do like autographs and photos with the people who are at these booths, they do it for a certain amount of money. If you want a photo, I think it's more expensive than like an autograph or something, which kind of sucks, but I get why they do it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it makes sense. And I think they're kind of, I think they technically, well, at least some of like the meetups, right? Or not meetups, but like some of the like places where you were able to do autographs and a picture with like, say, certain stars that were at Comic-Con, you do have to pay a certain amount of money. Usually not a crap ton of money. It's not like you're paying $100, but you had to essentially you know, you had to basically spend a certain amount of money to be able to get a picture with them, or get a video of them, or get a signed autograph. And that had to do with like some sort of company, I think. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But that they were there. You had some Elijah Woods was also there. He was on the main stage, and he and some of the other cast members of Lord of the Rings were kind of talking about like the trilogy, I think. I never really watched Lord of the Rings, so I can't say I really got into it though, but the fact that I was able to see Elijah Woods in person was really awesome. So trust me, I 100% got to go back to LA Comic-Con. I have to. I'm not even gonna try to do San Diego Comic-Con, because that already sells out literally in the span of a year. So like, once the Comic-Con has finished, I think they sell tickets literally like a couple of months later after San Diego Comic-Con is done, and the tickets are all gone just like that. So if you were somebody who wanted to try to get tickets to go to not LA Comic-Con, if you wanted to try to get San Diego Comic-Con tickets, you're out of luck. All of those tickets, all of those badges are sold. So you ain't going. I can't get a ticket. I'm not even gonna try to do any of the hassle. And I think you also got to be like a member of the International San Diego Comic-Con thing. I think. I don't fully remember. I think you have to sign up for a membership just to be able to get a ticket for it. So yeah, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's not necessarily something that I'm gonna try to do, because it's just definitely way too hectic. And also, it's a way much bigger. I mean, our space is bigger than, say, what San Diego Comic-Con has down there. The thing is because you have so many like movies and comics over there, kind of talking about like TV shows, or a bunch of studios doing TV show announcements or movie trailers or whatever, or you have like these panels with a lot of these people that you see on television, like maybe voice actors and what have you, on the bigger stages and everything. It's way more, you know, of a bigger Comic-Con than what LA Comic-Con is, you know what I mean? Not that LA Comic-Con is really a small Comic-Con in general. It's just, it is smaller technically than what San Diego Comic-Con is, you know? I know how confusing that is. We're in a bigger convention space, right? Because our convention center here is much bigger than what is in San Diego. But still, you know, you get what I'm saying in that regard. But yeah, I would say that was another highlight of the year, being able to do LA Comic-Con. Again, that was just so much fun. And I don't know if Gary, the editor, is still in the chat, but he was completely jealous that I mean, he was obviously happy for me to have been able to go to the LA Comic-Con, but he really, really wished he was able to have gone. I wish, like, it would be cool if he was able to come down here for like a weekend or something, and we could both go to LA Comic-Con together. That would be pretty awesome, because I know he would love to do LA Comic-Con. He would love to do a Comic-Con in general. You know what I mean? It's totally his world. It really is. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I don't know if I can necessarily say that's all I can say when it comes to 2023, at least in my life, you know? But it's been fairly eventful, you know what I mean? So it's been fun. Again, it hasn't all been great. You know, I will say, I did have some family members that overstayed their welcome for about like 4 months, and that wasn't really a great experience. That was not really a great experience. So yeah, but either way, you know, like, after that happened, after they eventually went back home, it was like, oh yes, I can breathe. You know what I mean? I felt like I was able to breathe and, you know, just, I don't know, kind of take it all in or something, or just to relax and have like a weight off my shoulders or something, you know. But yeah, so again, 2023 has certainly been an interesting year, especially considering that, again, she kicked the camera, but that's okay. Especially considering that she's no longer, you know, this was the first year ever with her not in the picture anymore, which, that, you know, but it is what it is, you know, that's how life is. It just happens. But again, I don't want to continue mentioning that every time I'm doing a stream or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't. I don't want to get too depressing, of course. But yeah. Is there really anything else? I did have a good Thanksgiving, but I talked about that in the last stream. Which, speaking of, actually, how was your guys' Christmas or Hanukkah, or how was the holidays like for you guys? Did you guys have a good holiday? What kind of gifts did you get? What did you do on that day? Were you hanging out with family? Were you by yourself? Were you, you know, hanging out at a bar or something, or whatever? You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, because I know there's some people that are in the stream that are definitely around my age. So not that I go to bars or anything. I am not somebody that drinks. I stay away from that stuff. But yeah. Just let me know, like, in the chat how your holidays were, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah, however, whatever holiday you celebrate, let me know how it was in the chat. Yeah, but it's crazy. I literally kind of can't believe, you know what I mean, that, like, literally last week was Christmas and now tomorrow is 2024. That's insane to me. You know, it's completely insane to me that we're already at the end of the year. I know we say this all the time, but it kind of feels like the year just started in some ways. You know what I mean? It felt like it just started like a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, I think. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it feels like that sometimes. It's kind of weird. But yeah, you know, for 2024, I'm certainly hoping it's going to be a better year. I would fully love for it to be a better year. I mean, not necessarily in my life. Again, like, in my life, things are not really that bad. You know, it's pretty good, I would say, all things considered. But in terms of, like, a lot of things that are going on, you know what? Actually, I just realized 2024 is also election year, so damn. Oh, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through that! No! Damn it! Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna barely pay attention to all that fluff, so yeah. I'm just not... I'm not going to, because I hate elections. Or, I hate politics. Anyway, Gary the Editor says, is tempted to make a quick review on migration. I think you should. I plan on seeing migration maybe sometime this week. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but it might be better that you make a review of it just because of the fact that, you know, the movie did come out recently, and so if you were able to come out with a video sooner than I could, then it probably would be better to... I don't know. That's just... Yeah. You know what I mean? Shane says, crap. Well, here goes the hellfire once again. Yeah, again, as I said before, like, I'm not gonna really pay attention to any of that stuff. I remember in 2020 when the election was going on, and just, like, the debates between, you know, so-and-so, right? And, like, it was literally just leading up to the day of the election. I was so freaking stressed out mentally when it came to all this stuff, where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to watch the news for a long time. I am not going to pay any freaking attention to the news when it comes to the election. I do not care. I need to take a break. So that's what I did. I just cut all of that out. Like, all the stuff on, like, the YouTubes, all the stuff on my Facebook at the time, all the stuff on Instagram. I said explicitly, no damn politics. Because it was just stressing me the hell out with how, like, and so it's, yeah. So 2024, I'm sure is also going to be stressful, and so I'm probably going to end up doing the same thing anyway. Am I still going to vote? Yes, but I'm not going to pay attention to anything. I'm going to just try to keep all of that out of my system, because I don't want to get stressed over politics again, because politics freaking sucks. That's all I need to say, okay? But, yeah. So, was there anything else that I was mentioning when it came to 2024? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, I hope that 2024 becomes is not too bad in terms of just, in terms of everything. Gary the Editor is now writing the script for said review. Good! Your mom says, but you gotta admit, Biden is a way better president than Trump so far. Yes, definitely. That's all I'm really gonna say when it comes to that. Again, I don't want to get into any particular politics at all. What I was gonna mention though was that I'm hoping for the year 2024, when it comes to this channel, that I am able to go back to posting a lot more videos. I'm hoping so. There's a couple of things that I would like to do, if anything. Like, I want to kind of upgrade, like, my current situation, because as you guys were able to see in, like, the last few videos, like, I think it was the past 3 videos or the past 2, it might have been the past 2 videos, I don't fully remember. Either way, I was doing, like, face cam videos, right, where I was using my phone at the time to record, But now, since I have this camera, I'm going to be using this camera to record my videos. If I decide, hey, here's a piece of news that I would like to talk about. Gary the editor, either he isn't available to edit or I just want to be able to get this video out as fast as possible. So, and I don't necessarily want to write a script for it, so I'm going to just go ahead and air out my thoughts. I'm going to put this camera right here on the tripod and I'm going to go ahead and just film, you know? So, because of that, because I've been doing those more, and also on my other channel, the Bun Vlogger, which again, I think I'm going to change that to Regular Josh Adventures or something. That's the only title I can really come up with. But considering the fact that, like, you know, it's not even necessarily because I have this camera or anything, but at the same time, it kind of is. Like, I kind of want to, what am I trying to say? I kind of want to upgrade, you know what I mean? Not the camera, obviously. I already upgraded the camera. It's just more so that I kind of want to upgrade, like, the equipment I think that I have. Like, say, I have, like, some lights here, but I would like to kind of get, like, a more professional-ish kind of light. So, say, when I do streams like this, I have, like, a better lighting situation and, you know, kind of just have like a better overall look for like when I make these videos or when I do streams, right? Also, what else? I mean, and you know, and the other thing is, which is kind of a plus side, is that like the lights that I can find on, like, say, Amazon or online or whatever, like it's not necessarily expensive, you know what I mean? It's something I can afford, so that's definitely a possibility, you know what I mean? But also I kind of want to get like a new pair of lenses as well. So say because obviously, as you can see right now, it's like 5 o'clock and the sun is starting to come down, and so I'm kind of solely relying on these lights, which I'm still looking okay. It's just, again, I want like a brighter situation, you know, also when I'm like making a video, and say if there was like a piece of news that came out and it's like maybe 8 o'clock at night or something, and I want to film a video, I can just click on that light, that big light or whatever, and say, okay, I can film, and we can blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? That sort of stuff. I also want to, like, get a new lens. I think I mentioned that, but the lens that I would like to get would have to be, like, one where it could be really good in low light. And again, those are not too expensive either as well. So that's something, I mean, it's not cheap, but it's somewhat, like, inexpensive. It's like, you know, it doesn't hurt my pocket too much. I'd like to get like a new microphone for the camera, mainly because, again, when I'm doing vlogs, I would like to improve on that and whatnot. So I just want to kind of like improve on the video quality, like, in general, when it comes to either this camera or this channel. I mean, again, this camera is an upgrade, but when it comes to, say, this channel, when I'm doing these kind of videos, or when it comes to being on my vlog channel, where I am doing more of these type of videos, where I say maybe talk about certain news from home or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's a whole thing. That's something that's kind of just been running through my head a lot. Which, speaking of, actually, when it comes to content, what would you guys like to see more of on this channel in 2024? Now, this is only questions that I'm asking because I'm kind of curious to see what you guys would like to see more on the channel. This is not like a confirmation, or this is not me saying, hey, any ideas that you put down here, I'm gonna do it for 2024, yada yada yada. It's just more so, you know, like, I don't know if this is necessarily me wanting to change up my content on this channel, or if you know, I don't know if it's me wanting to change up the channel, or I kind of want to, again, I want to continue making more videos and whatnot, but I might want to possibly add a couple of things. I'm not 100% sure, to be incredibly honest with you. Kawaii Life Antonio, welcome back to the stream. says, I would love to see more of your vlogs on Disney. You mean like me at Disneyland? Is that what you mean? Because if so, I am going back to Disneyland next week, actually, on next Sunday. So I'm definitely going to be doing a vlog for that, which is going to be very exciting. I can't wait to go back to Disneyland for their last day of the Christmas season, and I'm glad that it is the last day of Christmas season. Or because at the very least I get to see it again. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because the last time I went to Disneyland was literally November. Was it the 10th? Yeah, I think it was November 10th, and that was like literally the first day of their Christmas season. And so now I wasn't able to go in between the opening and the closing day, which wasn't necessarily like what was planned. I wanted to go back more. It's just, you know, like, you gotta save money. You know what I mean? Disney is not cheap, okay? Like, I had to spend, well, actually, here's a plus side. The tickets that I got for next Sunday, right, because I am doing Park Hopper, I'm going both to Disneyland and California Adventure, the tickets for that was $249, right? However, because of PayPal later, or PayPal's pay for later thing, I only had to pay about like $62 now, right? So I would be able to go to Disneyland. So now for like the next 3 weeks, well, actually the next, well, it's, how do I put this? So I am able to pay off the ticket every 2 weeks, right? And that's only for like 4 installments of payments, essentially. So I have like one payment that I already sent in for like $62, and so in 2 weeks I got to send another $62, and then in another 2 weeks another 62. You know what I mean? That for me, like, that's just kind of easier for me to do that, mainly because of the fact that it's not that I don't have the money to just drop $249, right? It's just I don't want to do that. Like, you know, like I want to be able to try to spread out how much money I'm spending at any given point when it comes to, like, say, things that I want, right? If I gotta pay bills, which I am paying bills, I'm paying bills on the house, like, you know, electricity, gas, water, and all that kind of stuff. You know, obviously that's kind of a priority to pay, which I'm, you know, doing a pretty good job. I'm not really struggling with that. It's just more so that, you know, when it comes to like certain bills I gotta pay, and then also there's gas for the car because I do drive, and gas is not really that cheap. I think the price has kind of gone down a little bit, but it can get expensive nowadays, you know. And then obviously there's groceries, and if you know anything about inflation, it's more expensive. So obviously I have to like really consider where my money is going, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where it is, right? If I'm able to get any particular thing, like the camera, or if I'm able to get like a gimbal for the camera or a microphone or whatever, and say if those things are a certain amount of money that I can afford to pay, but I don't really want to pay it this week or as, you know, or whatever, like, I'd be willing to do, you know, pay for it in installments or something, which is something that, you know, it's not really a bad thing at all. Like, I've done it with the camera. I'm doing it now with the with the Disneyland ticket, and so it's like, hey, you know what? It works. Whatever works, okay? You know, like, it's kind of better, at least for me, to kind of not lose a large sum of money within 1 week, you know, because it's kind of been happening. I keep kicking the camera by accident, or the tripod. But either way, regardless, like, I think, you know, for me, it's kind of just a money kind of thing where it's like, I'm just saving a little bit, where it's like, instead of paying all of it now, I'm paying it over time, you know, which, you know, is a good thing. It's a good thing, I think. Kind of helps you budget a little bit more in a way, so that's kind of the situation. But yeah, I am going back to Disneyland this next Sunday on the 7th, and so I am 100% going to be vlogging that. So that's gonna be pretty awesome. let's see. I'm surprised, but yeah, again, I know I've been rambling. That's kind of just something I tend to do. But yeah, let me know in the chat, because I don't think I really saw much, but let me know in the chat, like, what type of content would you like to see on this channel in terms of 2024? Like, obviously, for the most part, it's still gonna be, like, you know, animation related and stuff like that. But if there's anything that you guys would have, you know, would like to potentially see on the channel, let me know in the chat. Again, this is not me saying that I'm gonna take any of those ideas and actually go through with it, but maybe it could give me a couple of ideas of, like, you know, ways to possibly continue providing more content for you guys. You know what I mean? Because in all reality, I hate leaving you guys hanging. You know what I mean? I hate, like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post a video, and then for another month, I don't post a video, and then I come back with the live stream, and then I post another video again, but then I'm gone for like 2, 3, or 4 weeks. You know, like, I hate doing that. You know, like, I want to go back to posting videos on this channel at least weekly, if not every 2 weeks, you know, like, you know, so that's kind of something I want to be able to do more. I just feel like in some cases, in terms of stuff that I'm, like, talking about, like, it's been kind of slow in some ways. I kind of already have, like, a video that I do want to do, however. It's gonna be about, like, Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount. And so that's gonna be something that I'm going to... That's a video that I'm planning. I'm not fully sure if I'm gonna 100% do that necessarily, but it is something that I am planning. And that's gonna be a scripted video. It's not gonna be this kind of video. It's most likely gonna be, scripted. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mr. Edu says, Josh, when was the last time you talked about Disney Channel? Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I've made a video on Disney Channel anytime recently. Let me take a look, actually. Skeptor the Wolf says maybe do reactions. You know, I tried doing reactions at some point, and they didn't necessarily work on the channel, so I don't know what kind of reactions I would do. Like, it may be reactions on movie trailers, possibly. I don't know, but that one's a little iffy, I guess, because I wouldn't want to accidentally, like, get, you know, flagged down and be like, hey, you can't use this video, it's copyrighted, we're giving you a copyright strike or whatever. You know what I mean? I never had any strikes on the channel, but you just never know, really. But yeah, but let's see. I don't think I've made a Disney Channel video. I made a Bluey video, but that doesn't really count. That's not exactly Disney Channel related. Already, I'm in, like, a year ago, so it's clear that it's been a long time since I've talked about anything when it comes to Disney Channel. I mean, most of my channel has been Cartoon Network and sometimes Nickelodeon, which, speaking of, that's partially why my videos have kind of been slowing down, I guess, is because when it comes to Cartoon Network, right? I've said it in the last not in the last vlog, in the last stream, and I'll say it again. When it comes to Cartoon Network, I'm kind of just, like, over talking about them. You know what I mean? I barely watch the channel now. Like, there's literally, I keep saying this over and over and over again. There's no reason to really watch Cartoon Network, unfortunately. You know, well, okay, actually, you know what? I take that back. You did have Tiny Toons University. Not necessarily the biggest fan of that show, but you did have that show. Heroic Quest of the Valiant Prince Ivandoe. That show was a big surprise to me. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I did. And that show is, you know, I think they're still, well, they're not currently airing new episodes right now. It's currently on hiatus. I don't know when those episodes are coming back. They might come back in January. As far as I know, there's nothing premiering in January for Cartoon Network. I'm not 100% sure when it comes to that. Well, no. Craig of the Creek, or Craig Before the Creek, that's in February, isn't it? I think so. I mean, it's already out on HBO Max. I mean, HBO Max. Christ. It's already out on Max now. But does it come? I think it comes out in February. I don't fully remember. Or is it in January? I don't fully remember, but yeah, so that's kind of but that's kind of how it's been, at least to me, when it comes to like Cartoon Network. Is just I don't want to talk about them anymore. Like I think part of it is just that, like, I don't want to continue to just see all of the stuff that's happening with the channel, or just seeing the channel in its current state and constantly talking about, like, oh my god, it's really bad. Oh, there's nothing to really watch on Cartoon Network anymore. Oh, look at this, look at that, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to continue doing that. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to come back to talking about Cartoon Network, it's either got to be something that I'm really passionate about, or something where, it's some good news. You know what I mean? I would like to see good news return to Cartoon Network again. So yeah, I think that's kind of just where I'm at with Cartoon Network. Like, I'm just not, it's for me, it's kind of pointless to even talk about them right now. Other people kind of are, but me, it's like, I think I've kind of moved on. And then even then, like with Nickelodeon, there's not really a lot going on with Nickelodeon where I can really dive in and talk too much about what's going on with Nickelodeon. Specifically because of the fact that, like, a majority of the time, either they air Paw Patrol in the morning, which they do, or they air a lot of SpongeBob and a little bit of The Loud House, and then they mainly just watch, they mainly air like the same movies on repeat over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, can I really talk about this channel anymore too? It's like, not really. Although I do know that they have a new show coming out soon. It's Rock, Paper, Scissors. I don't think that's a show I'm going to be talking about. I can't really say that I'm interested in it. It just looks way too weird of a concept for me. Maybe it works. I don't know. I mean, I thought Apple and Onion looked stupid, but that was mainly because of, like, Pickle and Peanut, right? If any of you guys remember the show Pickle and Peanut on Disney XD, that was awful. That was a complete awful show. And so when Apple and Onion came out, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna check it out. But then I eventually ended up checking out the show, and it's hilarious. It's a great show. Like, Apple and Onion is hilarious. Like, it's way better than I thought it was gonna be. It's not remotely similar to freaking Pickle and Peanut. Good lord, thank God. And so who knows? Rock, Paper, Scissors could end up being that kind of show, like, say, Apple and Onion was, where Apple and Onion was actually a legitimate good show. So it could end up being a very good show too. It's just, again, I'm not really interested. You know what I mean? I'm not exactly interested when it comes to Rock, Paper, Scissors. It just looks a little bit too weird to me to, like, really get fully invested in it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at in that regard. Mason says it's just like repeating Paw Patrol over and over and over again. Yeah, and it's not even the good episodes. Like, they barely even air any episode from seasons 1 through 3. The most that you see now is, which, I mean, I guess I understand it, but the most you see now is like seasons 8 through 10, and, like, those are the less I say about that, the better. Okay, like, that's as most as I can really say, to be honest with you. Braxton the Beyonder 2009 says, what's the best film you watched in 2023? Damn. I didn't really watch a lot of movies in 2023. I haven't watched a lot of, like, new movies. I think the only new movie that I saw, did I see Last Wish in 2023? I think I saw Last Wish in the beginning of the year. I think so. So I think I did see Last Wish in the beginning of 2023. So by all means, I think that was the best movie I've seen all year. yeah, again, I'm not that much of a movie watcher myself, to be honest, but I have seen, like, I did see that, and I did see Super Mario Bros. And I do want to see Migration. I haven't seen Migration yet, but I'm planning on possibly seeing that movie sometime this week. I'm not fully 100% sure, but it's definitely a possibility. When it comes to, but yeah, Last Wish, definitely best movie. That movie was incredible. If Pinocchio didn't win best animated feature in at the Oscars this year, which I think is still deserved. I haven't seen the movie though, but it looks incredible. But if that didn't win, then the Last Wish should have won that movie, or should have been the next in line to have seen that to have won the best animated feature for 2023. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Elemental really deserved it, which they didn't win, so that's good. But also, when it comes to the Oscars this year, Wish better not win best animated feature. It's sad because we know that there is definitely a possibility that it's going to happen, specifically because of the fact that we know how a lot of voters vote. And I don't know if that's changed now, but I mean, and maybe it did a little bit, because I can't imagine a lot of kids watching the Netflix version of Pinocchio and saying, I really liked that movie, and the voters said, okay, I'll vote for that movie, right? Because again, we've talked about this on my channel a couple of years ago, I think. The way that they vote on best animated film is literally if the kids that they have saw the animated movie and they really enjoy it. If the kids enjoyed it, then they're gonna vote on that movie. That's been exposed. And so again, I don't know if they do it like that anymore. Maybe there is some integrity when it comes to voting for these movies. But yeah, I hope Wish, first of all, I don't think Wish should even be nominated for best movie. I haven't seen it, but just with all I've heard and just the bad reception it's gotten, it doesn't deserve a nomination. But you know, Disney makes spends a lot of money for these films to get nominated, so yeah. Gary the editor says script is now done, is now recording it. That was fast. The hell? Okay, so guys, I guess you're getting a Migration review. Is it going to be on your channel, Gary the editor? Is it going to be on that channel, or is it going to be on this channel? That part I don't know, but either way, a Migration movie review from Gary the editor is coming very soon, because I don't even know if he's being serious about this. He plays with me a lot, but like I don't know if he's being serious about the script already being done, or if he's recording it right now. I can't even tell. He's probably gonna let me know after this stream is finished. I don't know why the hell I'm getting the sniffles all of a sudden. That's weird. A mysterious doo-doo face, such a weird name, says the final battle in Wish is so effing bad. Dude, somebody on Twitter posted like a very sped up version, obviously, so it didn't get like copyrighted, but they Gary the editor says, I'll leave it up to you. I do talk a little spoilers in it though, so just a heads up. Okay, so I'm not gonna watch it, because I don't want the movie to be spoiled for me at all. Okay, I do want to see it, because the minute it's spoiled, this is just how I work. All right, when a movie is spoiled for me, if I'm like very excited to see it and the movie is spoiled, like say my godbrother, for example, he tends to spoil things for me all the time. I tell him not to, but he still does. He doesn't realize that's what he's doing, you know, but it's a whole thing. But either way, when it happens, I lose interest, and it's like, yeah, well, I guess I'm not watching it anymore. Now I know what happens, and great. You know? It's like I just kind of lose I lose excitement that I had, essentially. But yeah, either way, I saw like the ending, how they how they defeated King Magnifico, and I was like, oh my god, they're not doing this. They are really pulling a Lorax? Seriously? I was like, are you kidding? Okay, sure. And it was so goddamn cheesy. I was like, no. It was just crazy. It's still amazing to me just how, again, I haven't seen Wish. I have no plans to see Wish, but oh man, it's that movie. That movie is just like, just the fact that it didn't really do that great at the box office, and also the critical reception wasn't great, and even the audience reception wasn't that great. Like, that is a complete, that's a dud in Disney's eyes, you know? I mean, like, obviously they're still trying to make this movie get some money. They're still advertising the crap out of it right now. But when it comes to just how the movie is performing, it ain't looking that good. It is not looking that good at all for Wish. Who knows how it's going to even perform when it goes out on streaming? I don't know. It might do better than when it did in the movies, but I have no idea. Skeptor says, I don't blame you, Josh. Having a brother ain't easy. It's not. Now, my brother, he's my god brother, and so he doesn't necessarily live, like, with me, right? He lives in Montana. They used to live down here in California, but they moved to Montana back in 2012? 2012, I think, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, well, you know, I'll let this play. Why not? But yeah, but like, essentially, he does have special needs, so that there is that. You know what I mean? But again, it kind of sucks when, like, sometimes he'll just tell me, like, what happens at the end. I had to specifically mention it to him in this movie. It's like, you better not spoil this film. And people say, like, there's not a bunch of, like, groundbreaking things that happen in Migration, which is fine, you know? Like, I'm not looking for a groundbreaking film. It's just, I want to go in there blind and, like, not know what happens or not know what's gonna happen, or, you know what I mean? But I've been hearing good things about Migration, which is awesome. So that makes me happy. Because that was kind of, like, one of the things I was worried about. Is, like, I'm looking forward to this movie. The trailers make me excited for it, and it's like, but is it a good movie? And it's like, oh, I don't know. You know what I mean? You just never know sometimes. Yeah. Let me actually. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I think it was like two things I wanted to. Yeah, so Andrew says, will Cartoonito expand with more shows in 2024? And Kawaii Life Antonio says, Cartoonito is still going on. I can see those co-productions. Where'd it go? I can see those co-productions being on the block. Okay, now I don't know if I mentioned this in the last stream. In fact, actually, just very quickly, because this song is about to end. Because the other one was like a hour-long mix, and so I kind of want to keep it an hour-long mix. You know what I mean? Let's see. I mean, come on. The remix is that remix is like the best freaking remix of Samurai Jack's intro song. It's the best one. Don't at me. It's the best one, okay? Okay, let me see if this is no ads. Yeah, that one works, I think. Okay, and again, let me just double check and see if the sound's still. Actually, I might want to turn that down a little bit. Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit actually about no ads. Yeah, so that's very delayed. My God. But yeah, but I wanted to talk a little bit about like the Cartoonito situation. Because I think there is a little bit of a confusion, but also there's not a full-on answer, I think. But actually, just hold on, sorry. Just want to double check. My God. But yeah, but I wanted to talk a little bit about like the Cartoonito situation. Yeah, okay, yeah, just wanted to double check. Again, it's a good thing I can have this phone. And, I mean, this oh my God, this camera recording so I can check things on my phone, you know? That's a great thing. But yeah, so, regards to Cartoonito, okay? It was talked about, like, a while ago, where it was mentioned, like, from, like, one of the creators that was working on, Jessica's Big Little World. And they talked about how Cartoon Network Studios, I think specifically Cartoon Network Studios, is no longer looking to make or produce any more preschool shows, which is literally insane considering the fact that that's kind of what they were wanting to do, you know what I mean? Like, they wanted to have, like, I think it was like, what, 50 hours of original preschool content at one point, which was very, very, very ambitious for the time, right? But obviously, again, with the merger and everything that happened, like, of course, the plans changed, you know, with the new regime and everything. But it was announced, but yeah, but that's the thing, right? Again, the creator mentioned that they're no longer interested in producing any preschool shows. And so, of course, with that, a lot of people were thinking, oh, well, Cartoonito is now finished. It's over. It's going to go away at some point. Here's how I look at this, all right? That doesn't necessarily mean, like, say, Cartoon Network Studios no longer wanted to produce preschool content. I don't think that necessarily means that's the end of Cartoonito, right? Because we do still have, as far as I know, we still have, like, maybe 4 shows that is supposed to be coming out next year, I think, in 2024. I believe so. I'm not 100% sure. I do know for a fact that Barney is still coming. And who knows, maybe you get an announcement that Barbie is going to be moved to Max or something, or maybe it won't. I don't know. Maybe it is still going to fully be a part of Cartoonito. But as far as I know, when it comes to this, I don't think that Cartoonito is officially, like, ending or anything. Because also, just because, well, here's another thing to also mention here. Jessica's Big Little World was the only preschool show that they were working on. Right? That's the only one that they were working on. They didn't work on Lucas the Spider. That's another company, but it is, you know, a Cartoonito show at the end of the day. But still, it wasn't produced by Cartoon Network Studios. And so, because of that, Jessica's Big Little World was the only show that Cartoon Network Studios was working on. And you all know the story. It ended up getting cut in half. Like, the first season ended up being cut in half. And so, essentially, that also just means that the show is only getting 1 season. Even if Jessica's Big Little World ends up doing very well in numbers, which I don't think it was. I don't know. I don't think I've seen ratings for Jessica's Big Little World, to be honest. But either way, regardless, the show has been worked on. It's been cut in half by Sasloff, and it's done, right? So, that was the only show that they were working on at the time, which is kind of ironic because I remember I saw, like, I think it was a creator on Twitter, where they were talking about how, like, they were wanting to pitch certain shows to Cartoon Network, but it was turned down because right now they were looking for preschool shows to work on, you know what I mean? And so it's kind of funny that they were only working on one this whole time, and that one's been canned, and they don't want to work on any anymore, right? So it's a whole Cartoon Network is a freaking mess, but it's because of the merger and blah 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 blah. I'm a broken record at this point. But here's the thing. Cartoon Network can still acquire shows, right? Cartoonito can still basically acquire. In fact, the shows like Bees Block, I think it was called Lady Bird Lou, and I think it's Lou and the Bally. I think the show is called Lou and the Bally Bunch or something. Silly Sundays, and which, might I add, all three of those shows that I just mentioned are currently running in other countries, and they're still said to be slated to be coming to the US, so it's probably still going to be here on Cartoonito as well. But also, you have Barney. Don't forget, Barney was also announced to have a new show also coming to Cartoonito's block in 2024. And so, now those 4 shows, however, those are acquired. Cartoon Network didn't work on those shows, right? It's not made in the Cartoon Network studio. Those are acquired shows. So, if anything, with Cartoon Network Studios no longer wanting to create or produce any preschool shows, that doesn't necessarily mean, right, that Cartoonito is going to go by the wayside. And here's a good reason as to why I don't think we're going to see, like, Cartoon Network go away at any point. Because even though the state of Cartoonito is not great, there's no promos for that part of the channel anymore, right? And basically the promos that you see are just basic generic Cartoon Network promos and whatnot, right? I think if they were moving towards getting rid of Cartoonito, one, they wouldn't still be airing new episodes of, like, say, Bat Wheels or Tiny Toons, not Tiny Toons, Bugs Bunny Builders, and what else? What else do they have? I almost said Cocomelon, but no. Are those the only 2 shows they have currently right now? I think so, because I don't think Mecha Builders is airing anymore. But other than that, like, those 2 shows are still currently, well, as of right now, they're not airing any more new episodes, but Bat Wheels is about to premiere its 2nd season, right? I think it's about to premiere part of it on Max, but you know that's going to be going on Cartoonito as well. And so even if it's like contract obligations or whatever, like, we know how when channels kind of want to get rid of a show, you know how they will sometimes, I mean, well, I don't know if they still do this now, but they'll sometimes tend to want to try to burn off the show, right? So they can, you know, be like, okay, all the episodes are aired. Now we don't have to air the show anymore or whatever. You know what I mean? They're not necessarily doing that with Bugs Bunny Builders or with Bat Wheels, right? And also, another thing to mention, which was a surprise to me, was that Lucas the Spider, which was off air for a long time on Cartoonito, that show made its way back on Cartoonito. Now, it's only on Fridays, which I think, actually, for the longest time, I think Lucas the Spider was only on Fridays, right? But Lucas the Spider is a show that is airing on Fridays now. And I think they started that about, like, I'd like to say a month ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago or something, I think. But either way, it is, excuse me, either way, it is airing on Cartoonito again. And so, for me, if they're still adding, like, shows, or if they're still kind of, like, changing up the schedule on Cartoonito, where Thomas and Friends, All Engines Go is currently not airing on the channel right now. They lessened the amount of airings that Cocomelon gets. Jessica's Big Little World made its way back on the schedule again, almost regularly, I think. If they're making those kinds of, like, schedule changes for Cartoonito, I don't think that necessarily means that Cartoonito is going by the wayside. I don't think so. I think preschool shows on the channel in general is still going to be there, right? We just don't know the state of Cartoonito. We don't know if things are going to get a little better or if things are going to get a little worse. That's the thing. We have absolutely no idea when it comes to that, right? And also with the other 4 shows that I mentioned, even with Barney as well, we're not 100% sure if those shows are going to still fully go to... Well, let's put it this way. We don't know if those shows, if they come to the US, which they are still slated, like even the companies that are working on these shows or distributing these shows or something, I think, they're still saying that it's coming to the US. They're still saying that it's coming to Cartoonito, right? So we don't know if at all those plans are going to change and say those shows are going to go straight to Max instead, or if it is going to go to Max, but it's also going to air on Cartoonito. That we don't exactly fully know. So with Cartoonito, yes, things definitely do look dire. I mean, things look dire in general when it comes to Cartoon Network, I think. But like in terms of Cartoonito, whether it's still here or if it's not, I can't really say for certain, but I don't know if I can really be confident in saying that it's going to be leaving, that it's going to be going away. You know what I mean? Because again, if they're making these schedule changes to that block right now, I don't think they would do that if they're planning on getting rid of that part of the channel. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing, because also, I forgot who mentioned it, but when it comes to like, say, when we do happen to have like, say, 4 new shows coming to Cartoonito, and let's say that does happen in 2024, I don't know, I have no idea. Who knows if we're gonna get an announcement from Cartoon Network at any point in time? Maybe we do, maybe we don't, I have no idea. But that's the thing, right? If we do happen to get, like, say, 4 new shows coming to Cartoonito in the near future in 2024, then it is possible, I would have to assume that it is possible that you do see some sort of expansion on the block. Because 90 minutes for a preschool block is not only incredibly stupid, but it's not enough for airing any amount of shows, right? If they were to get 4 new shows airing and they have like a lot of episodes to air, I don't think that they would be cutting back on a certain amount of like, I don't think they would take Bat Wheels off. I don't think they would take Bugs Bunny Builders off so they can air the new shows, right? I think they would probably have to expand in some ways. And I think the other thing to kind of mention in this regard, right, is that with Cartoon Network themselves ending at 5 o'clock, right, is that technically somewhat temporary, or is that going to be permanent? Because I think Cartoon Network is supposed to have a certain amount of new shows coming as well for the next year. And so if they do, then can they still run as they currently do? And again, let's say that Cartoonito were to need to expand again, right? Let's say that ends up happening. Like, say, maybe they regain that 6 o'clock hour where they're from 6 o'clock to 9, right? That would be about 3 hours, right? Or, let's say, they do have to expand to, like, 10 o'clock again or something. Or say they keep the 6 o'clock slot again, and then they go to 10 o'clock. Would that work for Cartoon Network, right? Would Cartoon Network, if they were to get new shows, would they still be able to run from 11 to 5, and would that still be enough time for them to air new shows, right? And now that I'm kind of talking about this, I think I should have made that into a video. like really thinking about it, I think I should have made that into a video. I'm saying a lot about it right now. That could have been a video right there. Wow. Okay. But that's the thing. Would Cartoon Network still be ending at like 5 o'clock, right? Would they ever extend their hours again? And this would not necessarily require them getting rid of Checkered Past, I don't think. It would just be Checkered Past would be pushed back by like maybe an hour or two, you know? Would we ever see that happen, or is it just how things are right now, right? Cartoon Network 5 p.m. ending is just permanent for the time being. And same with Cartoonito, only running for 90 minutes, that's permanent for the time being. Is that what would end up happening? I'm not, I have no idea, Like, this is all really just, like, I guess you could say speculation or just potential, like, theories or whatever. But, again, I'm only thinking of these things in the sense that when it comes to Cartoonito and Cartoon Network potentially getting new shows in this next year, right? Would they technically have to make room for it? And if they are going to try to make room for it, would that require them either just taking off certain shows on the air so they can make room for these new shows, Or would they have to technically expand, you know? We don't know. That's the thing, is that we just have absolutely no idea when it comes to that. So, yeah. There's your long-winded answer, I guess, as to whether Cartoonito is gone, or if it's gonna go away, or if it's staying or whatever. But that's kind of just how I see things, right? I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Like, again, this is not... Take what I just said with a grain of salt, because nothing is confirmed. We know absolutely nothing when it comes to Cartoon Network for the year of 2024, you know? We don't even know if, like, the plan for Michael Oweline, we don't know if, like, him still wanting to turn Cartoon Network into an animation channel and move away from it being a kids channel. We don't know if that's still fully in motion or if they're trying to work towards that. We don't know. We have no idea. So yeah, it's just gonna be very interesting, you know, just to see what necessarily happens, I guess. But yeah, it's I'm definitely gonna be keeping my eye on that, of course. I'm hoping we get some good news in terms of Cartoon Network in general, but you never know. You never know. Skeptor says, Cartoon Network signing off at 5 o'clock is a little too early, my guy. It really is. It makes no sense when, like, Disney Channel, which, I mean, yeah, I get it. Disney Channel is a different situation, but Disney Channel is airing, is still able to, you know, air their shows at a certain amount of time, you know what I mean? Like at 8 o'clock or something, and Nickelodeon, I think Nickelodeon ends at 9 o'clock on certain days. They're still able to do that, so in my personal opinion, I don't think it makes sense for Cartoon Network to end at 5 o'clock. It's like, if you want to try to at least compete with Disney Channel and Nickelodeon or something, like, shouldn't you want to be trying to... I don't know. Again, it's the same with Cartoonito. If you really want Cartoonito to still be competitive, right, then you should be at least trying to air it around the same time as, like, Nick Jr. or Disney Jr. on the respective channels, you know? Like, yeah, but... You know, who knows? Again, who knows what things are going to look like in 2024 for this channel? Who knows what things are going to look like in 2024 for, I think, the entirety of Hollywood, you know? Like, it's a messy thing. And that's kind of why, like, when it came to, like, say, Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery potentially merging, right? I want to talk about that because, like, I think that kind of just shows you, like, you know, certain issues that could definitely come up, or the state of Hollywood and what it could look like in the future, right? That's kind of why I possibly want to make a video about it. I might, not 100% sure, but, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping things in 2024 can get better, you know, but again, you just never know at this point. I'll be right back very quickly. I'm just gonna, I'm surprised that he's still streaming. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I thought he was gonna be off right now, but yeah. Anyway, again, I am going to, I'll be just right back. Just gonna, you know, use the bathroom very quickly. So again, be right back. All right, check. We back. All right, we are back. Okay. Strange live. There we go. Yep, there we go. All right. Okay, let me bring the chat back up. He's really still streaming. That's crazy. Okay, maybe he's on longer today. Yeah, I watch like Streamrunch Twitch. It kind of has like a corgi. It's called Corgi Cam. Kind of does like a corgi like avatar essentially, and so I kind of watch him a lot. So yeah. So I kind of been checking. I'm like, usually he's off by now, but I'm guessing because it's New Year's Eve, he's staying on longer. Yeah. So let me go through the chat just a little bit. Alright, let me see. Still kind of reading through the chat. Okay, yeah, so I am caught up. Alright. So we were still talking about like no, I think I kind of wrapped up my thoughts on that when it came to like Cartoon Network and Cartoonito and how things are and blah blah blah. So it's yeah. Mason says, oh, I don't know what that is. Mason says, hey Josh, what's your thoughts on Wonka? I haven't really excuse me. I haven't seen Wonka, and I'm not really, I don't know, just something about it didn't really call my name. You know what I mean? Like, even seeing the trailer for Wonka, who I'm running a little low on water. But yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason, like, it just hasn't necessarily, like, really interested me. I can't really tell you why that is, right? But it just hasn't really interested me at all. So, I don't necessarily plan on seeing the movie. I think I've heard a couple of things about it. Like, there's some people who like it, some people who don't. Or there's, like, certain things that people are not a big fan of or something. I don't know. I think overall it's getting, like, a fairly good review. Again, it's just not necessarily, an interest of mine. You know what I mean? Christy says, did you do a Chip Chilla video? No! I was planning on doing a Chip Chilla video. I don't think I'm going to be doing one at all. You know, for one, I wanted to see more episodes, right? Because I only got to see, like, the first episode. I obviously, I didn't get, like, a subscription to BenKey. There's no way I'm doing that to myself. But it was on, Kim Cartoon, I think. I think the site was Kim Cartoon. And yeah, dude, that website is no bueno for me. No bueno. Every time I tried to rewind the episode or pause it, it would click me to, like, a pop-up would come up or something. And it's like, no, I'm not dealing with that anymore. I don't know why it was doing it to me, but it's like, I'm not dealing with that BS anymore. So yeah, I just only saw that one episode. But also, like, other people have kind of made videos about Chip Chilla at that point. I don't think I would really add anything to a discussion about Chip Chilla. So, you know, I don't think there's really that much of a point for me to really, like, talk about Chip Chilla. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily anything that I'm gonna, I don't think it's something I'm gonna really check out at all. So, and I'm just not interested in checking out Chip Chilla. It's literally just a rip-off of Bluey. just way worse, of course, you know. Yeah, and I've already talked about that partially on my last stream, so I don't really want to talk about it anymore, you know. But Chipchilla is just not, it's not, I don't care that much about Chipchilla. In fact, I don't even think many people are even talking about that show anymore. When it first came out, like, it was literally when it first came out, like, it literally was just of course everybody was talking about it because it was like, yo, what the hell is going on? This show is coming out, and you just saw how much it literally looked like a Bluey ripoff. And even like the people in Australia, because you know they're kind of prideful of Bluey, they talked about it on the news a couple of times. They even had like a mascot on there where they were kind of just talking about, like, I guess the show in general. And then they mentioned Chipchilla, and then he was like, hey, Bluey, what do you think of Chipchilla? And the person in the mascot, like, the Bluey mascot turned around and kind of just started shaking his body like, no. It was hilarious. Bluey throwing shade at Chipchilla. That was hilarious. Oh, man. But yeah, like, when that first came out, that was the talk of the town, though. But now, I don't think many people are talking about it. And so that's not necessarily something where it's like, oh, I'm not going to talk about it because no one's talking about it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I'm just not interested. Where? Yeah, it says Kawaii Life. Antonio says Ben Key as a whole is just silent. I won't be surprised if Ben Key just ends up as a flop. It wouldn't shock me either. You know what I mean? And you know what's also kind of funny about it? Did I say he when I mentioned Bluey? Because I know Bluey's a girl. Did I accidentally say he when I mentioned Bluey or what? I don't know. But yeah, like when it came to Benkey, I just remembered when it came to, what was it? What am I trying to say? Yeah, no, when it came to the app, right? Because this is your mom says when the Australians are arguing about it on their own show, you know you messed up. Pretty much. Yes, absolutely. But I just remember, like, I think it was like somebody posted a picture on Twitter. You know, of course, it was like one of those parents where they're like, oh, we are not watching Disney Plus anymore because those shows are not good for our kids. And nah. You know what I mean? And so they showed a picture of like Chipchilla. And it's like, this is a really good show. You should be watching this. Subscribe to Benkey and everything, right? And when I looked at the picture of Benkey's like page of Chipchilla, right? Like, I was like, that page literally looks like a ripoff of Disney Plus. Not only are you ripping off Bluey, but you're even ripping off the streamer's page. You know how it is, like, when you click on a freaking, like, show you want to see, and it kind of gives you, like, the picture, and it says, like, oh, play now, or season this, and da-da-da-da-da. It looks exactly the way it did on, do they call it a UI system? Or is this, I don't fully know. But either way, it looked, like, exactly the same as Disney Plus did. And I'm like, you guys are literally just ripping off everything. What the hell? It's insane. It's like, oh, you don't want to watch Disney Plus anymore, but you want to create a Disney Plus. It's like, okay, that's just freaking weird. You know, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what else I need to say though, but it is what it is. But yeah, Chipchilla is in the past. Okay, yeah. Your mom says Karen and common sense moms be like, I mean, literally. Because when they say things like, we don't have our kids watch Disney Plus anymore because those shows are inappropriate for us, it's like, I know the kind of kids you're talking about. You have preschool kids. What show that is on for preschoolers that Disney Plus has that's inappropriate for children? What are you talking about? Like, I don't get it. It's I don't tend to talk about those kinds of people. You know what I mean? There's just literally no point. So it's, yeah. Zeep the Walkie says the Rob Schneider Chip Chilla's catchphrase, "It's Chilla time," is such a bland attempt at a catchphrase. Yeah. It's Chilla time. It's stupid. Oh my god. Marcel says, imagine if the Healer family were arguing about Chip Chilla. You know, it's funny because I've seen somebody on Twitter, they made like an animatic, I think that's how you call it, an animatic, edit, right? Where they drew the characters from Bluey, and they drew characters from Chip Chilla, and they did, Cartoon Fan says, how is Little Einstein's inappropriate? I don't know. I have no idea. But either way, I just remember, like, somebody made a edit, right, where again, they had like they drew the family of Bluey, they drew the family of the Chip Chillas from the Chip Chillas, right? And what happened was it was basically played over the scene from The Amazing World of Gumball, right? Where the family, where the Wattersons were meeting with the Ripoff family, right? And it was like, hi, my name is Gumball. Hi, my name is she. Stop repeating everything. It was so funny. It just made total sense. I'm like, these people are so freaking good with their parodies, man. It's so funny. Because, of course, when we see Chip Chilla, we instantly think about The Amazing World of Gumball, because they had, I think, was it actually called The Wonderful World of Chi-Chi? Or, let me look that up. I think that's what it was. Was it that one? No, I think it was something else. The Wonderful World of Chi-Chi. Wasn't it? Okay, I was one word off. Or was I? The Incredible, or at least that's what they called it in, there it is, Miracle Star. Because I was like, wait, but is it that? Was it Wonder Star? It was Miracle Star. Okay. But in the show, Amazing World of Gumball, it's The Incredible World of Chi-Chi. But yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Of course, we think about The Amazing World of Gumball in this situation because they had Miracle Star. That was a ripoff, right? And it was a very clear, blatant ripoff of The Amazing World of Gumball. And so you have this situation here with Chip Chilla. And so, you know, it's pretty, like, you know, funny, honestly, that, like, you know, people obviously kind of just made these parodies. It's hilarious, in my personal opinion. Kawaii Life Antonio says, the way how they didn't have their take on NIEs like that, oh boy, the way that they, I mean, you know, yeah, the reason why NIEs, like, the way they did that with NIEs, and it wasn't even just because, like, oh, NIEs is not on the show. It was because, like, in China, they had, like, this whole, like, one child rule or something, where I guess, like, if you have a girl, you can't keep it. It was something strange. I learned about it back, like, when I was in high school. I think it was my senior year that I learned about, like, the one child rule. It was something like that, where it was, like, more desirable to have a boy than it was a girl or something. I don't fully remember, to be honest, but it was something like that. Let's see. Okay, this is dope. Okay, yeah, I think I caught up. Yeah, the no daughter rule. Yeah, mystery duty. Yeah, you know about that. Yeah, so that I think that's what that was called, the no daughter rule, or something like that. But yeah, like it was very interesting. Like, it was interesting that they didn't exactly mention it too much in the show itself, of course, but it was kind of funny that they made somewhat of a reference to that. You know what I mean? Gary, the editor, working on the video right now. How the hell are you working on that already? What? You're already working. You're already working on migration review? Dude, how the hell? I'm not even gonna say anything, okay? Like, I was about to say something. I'm not gonna joke about that. But like, I'll mention it to you in the DMs. But like, what the hell, dude? You're already working on that video. That's crazy. Like, yo, look, he knows how much I want to see this movie. He knows how much I am excited about this film, and so I'm not gonna watch that show. I mean, I'm not gonna watch that review until I see the movie. Because I don't want to, nah. No. Shane says, damn, bro, is speed running making the video for real? Yeah, he kind of is. He kind of is, honestly. Yeah, he just sent me a picture of him editing the video on CapCut right now. So yeah, he literally is, as we speak, he is actually editing. Holy crap, are you insane, bro? You're freaking insane. That's nuts. Wow, but that's pretty funny to me. I don't know what else to say, but that's funny to me. Yeah. I think that's about, is Miracle Star was a Cartoon Network International co-production or a milk product? It definitely wasn't a Cartoon Network co-production. I know that I know that much. Mason Wrigley says, hey Josh, have you heard of the musical versions of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that was introduced in the 2013? Are you talking about the actual musical? Because Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was turned into a musical. And I think, if you're talking about that one, I think, did that one open? Because I know that they had a London opening of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Was that in 2013? Let's see. London. No, that completely gave me something else. That's not what I'm looking for. What the afternoon tea? Why? I'm not looking for afternoon tea. What are you? Typical London. What the hell? Okay, so that did open in 2013. So I think that's the one you're talking about. If it is, then yes, I did hear about the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory musical in London, and they actually had a Broadway production here too, which was not nearly as good as what they had in London, which was insane. I don't want to get into it. Okay, I do not want to get into yeah. He said, Mason Wrigley says, I'm talking about the Broadway and different tours from over the years. I did see the tour version when it came to LA, which surprisingly was better than the Broadway version. You want to know why? Because the set design in the Broadway version was so lackluster. You see what they had in London, right? And you go into like the chocolate factory itself. Amazing set design. Completely amazing, whimsical and everything. And here, when we had it on Broadway in 2019, literally nothing. You go into the factory and it was literally just blue walls. That was the chocolate factory. And then the wall in the back would open up and you had like this giant, like, you had like this little terrarium type of set. That was the candy room. A blue box was all that you guys wanted to do for a Broadway set design? That's it? Literally? Is that so nice? Okay, that's out. Yeah. A blue freaking box. That just makes no sense. And it was like minimal freaking like props that they used to represent each of the different rooms that they went inside. That was so dumb. Like I was flabbergasted when I saw that. And of course, after that, and when it went on tour, they added like LED screens to the stage to add way more visuals and whatnot, which made things way better. But like, it was so stupid. Like, it's like, why did you think, who the hell thought, hey, let's have a blue ceiling, blue walls here, and a blue wall here, and that's the factory? What are you doing? Like, what the hell? Oh my God. That's how you know they just don't give a damn. Exactly. No, you want to know the excuse that they used? And like, I'm not even kidding. They said, well, you know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it's all about using your imagination, you know, pure imagination. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. So the director on Broadway was like, so in this show, we're going to have the audiences use their imagination so they can imagine what the factory looks like in their head. No. You don't charge people $150 to see a musical for very good orchestra seats and say, you guys have to imagine what the freaking, almost cussed, but you have to imagine what the factory looks like. That just made no sense. It was... I said I wasn't going to get to... Oh, you want to know what was actually worse? It's what... You know what? I don't even know if I can say it was worse. And to be honest, like, I can't say I'm too mad about this particular factor, but it was still not a great move. In London, when it came to all of the other kids, right? Veruca, Augustus Gloop, Mike TV, and Violet, right? All four of those characters, obviously including Charlie, but Charlie was still played as a kid in the Broadway production, but all four of those characters were played by children in the London production. When they came to Broadway, they had adults playing those roles. Charlie was the only kid in the entire production being played by a kid, but the other four kids in the Broadway production was played by adults. And look, the actors who did those roles did not do a bad job. I'm not going to say that they were terrible or anything. Far from it, okay? But it made still no sense to have adults playing these roles. Crazy. I don't know what else I really need to say, but yeah, that's incredibly stupid. So yeah, the London version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was much better than what we got on Broadway. And yeah, it was just so stupid. Like, good Lord. Your mom says, really, I'm trying to have a good time and you want me to imagine that good time? Man, I would smack you for that. Yep. Mason said, it's kind of interesting how the musical versions have plots taken from the 1964 book and the 2005 movie, and the music and songs from the 1971 movie, and even songs that are not in the movies. Yeah, it was kind of a mix. I will say one thing. The good thing about the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory musical was that it didn't necessarily just copy the scripts from both of these films. You know what I mean? It was a completely new script. I think it even had, like, somewhat new, kind of like a new storyline-ish for Charlie, I think. So that was nice. You know, there was some new ideas in the show, so I will give them that. And again, the London production was pretty good. But in terms of, like, what they did in the Broadway production, it just made, like, no sense to me. You know what I mean? To have just a blue box, essentially. Oh, and you want to know how... This is also crazy. You want to know how they transitioned from scene to scene? Well, not transitioned, but, like, how they walked through the factory, right? So, obviously, you have only a blue box. You have a blue box on the side of the stage. Or, no, you have a blue wall on the side of a stage, a blue ceiling on top, and you have a blue back, right? A blue back of the stage, or upstage, I guess you would say. And, you know, you would have, like, it would kind of be doors. It would be, like, opening, essentially. And it's, Virginia Lake says, that doesn't sound like a Broadway show. No, 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 no. Look it up. Look it up. You can find the show on YouTube. The Broadway production, you can find the show on YouTube, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you know what? Screw it. Let me see if I can find a picture of the show. Let me see. Okay. This probably is going to be the best version that I can show you guys. Can I? Damn it, no, I can't do. Okay, I'm going to show it like this, okay? This is the set design for the factory. This is them in the lobby. That red thing is supposed to be the red carpet, okay? That's literally what the show looked like. And if you want to see what the chocolate room looked like, this was the chocolate room. You see that tiny little, like, terrarium in the middle? That's the chocolate room. I don't think it's focusing, but it really doesn't matter. But you take a look. That was literally, like, I'm not kidding. That was literally the set design on Broadway. Freaking Broadway. That was literally... And you know what? Because I'm so petty, I'm going to show you what it looked like I'm going to show you what it looked like in London. All right? Just to give you guys literally like a side-by-side. Let's see. Let's see if they even have pictures up. This is not exactly the best picture. Wait, do they have a better? They kind of, yeah, they got a better picture. Yeah, this is probably as good as I'm gonna be able to get. But this was the chocolate room in the London version. Again, I don't think it's like, but that's what that looked like in the London version of the musical. You got the chocolate fountain, the chocolate waterfall. They're on some grass. It's like they're actually in the goddamn room. Why didn't we not get that on Broadway? We just got a blue box on the stage. Anyway, so yeah, it completely stupid. But yeah, they did that because they wanted you to use your imagination, guys. Christ. It's oh man. Look, if you guys don't know, I'm a big Broadway fan. You know, I love Broadway musicals. But so I'm like really big into this stuff, okay? But dude, that was just, I don't know what the hell they were thinking when it came to that. It was so dumb. Oh man, absolutely insane to me, dude. Your mom says take notes. Exactly, Mason. The London version looks pretty nice. It does. It was massive. And granted, yes, that theater that was in London was bigger than what they had on Broadway, but that's still not an excuse. Like, still not an excuse, man. Virginia Lake, hello, Virginia Lake. If I haven't said hello to you already, says disappointing sets. My goodness, London is so much better. It really, really was, dude. Like Nancy says, that does not look like a factory. That looks like the imagination box from that one SpongeBob episode, but in the color blue. Kawaii says, wow, talk about a low effort on the musical. The show didn't, the show lasted for like a few years in London, and the show didn't even last a year on Broadway. People tore the show apart because of the piss poor, and I said 2019. It opened in 2018 on Broadway, I think. But people ripped the show apart because of the piss poor set design. Like, it just made absolutely no sense. You know, but the show only lasted on Broadway for about like 10 months, which all things considered, is not terrible, but at the same time, not great either, you know? But also, the SpongeBob musical kind of lasted for that long as well, so... yeah, but the SpongeBob musical, oh my god. The SpongeBob musical set design was absolutely freaking gorgeous. It was probably one of the best theater set designs I have ever seen. It's amazing. Like, it's better than the version that you also saw on Nickelodeon, because Nickelodeon also filmed a musical. They also filmed the musical of the SpongeBob musical, right? But they did like it was a different set design. It was not filmed on Broadway. It was filmed in London, actually, for certain reasons. But either way, like, the set design for that show was truly amazing. So, yeah. Kawaii says, yeah, the SpongeBob musical was easily better. Oh, it absolutely. I wish it lasted on Broadway much longer than it did. It deserved to, because I know the SpongeBob musical sounds like a crazy concept. I remember when they first hold on a second. I think I was in high school and they first announced that they were going to do a SpongeBob musical on Broadway. I was literally flabbergasted. I was like, excuse me? This is not going to work. I was so skeptical about it. But then, like, I started seeing who was working on it, and then they had, like, the previews in Chicago, and people were saying really good things about it, and then I eventually ended up seeing the show on Broadway, and it was amazing. You know, like, they did such amazing things with the property on Broadway. They made it its own thing. It wasn't like a complete copy of the actual cartoon, you know what I mean? They did a really good job with the musical, and I wish it was able to last longer than it did, but man, I'm glad I was able to see it on Broadway with the original cast. It was freaking amazing. Yeah, I did not actually expect to be talking about Broadway on this channel at all. I didn't really think that anyone was gonna mention a musical at all on this channel, you know? I'm surprised that anybody knew that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had a musical. So I'm really surprised about that. Excuse me. What are we talking about now? Kawaii Life Antonio says Octonauts is currently on Netflix, but it may be possible they're still interested. Guess they're talking about... Huh? So Octonauts may come to Cartoonito soon? I certainly haven't heard that at all, so who knows? I guess that's a possibility. Mason really says Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had a variety of tour musicals over the years. Yeah, it did. I saw the first original tour that they had in, I think it was 2018. Was it 2018 or was it 20? No, I think it came in 2019. But then subsequently, they had like a couple of other tours, and they're currently doing a tour of the show in London, but it's a completely different production. It's kind of a weirder production now, actually. But yeah, it's funny how, like, literally none of the shows that toured... First of all, I'm surprised that none of them looked like the original London production. Like, I'm surprised that didn't tour in London when it was, you know, there. But also... none of the tours ever looked like the Broadway production. They tried fixing the issues that the Broadway production had, which I just find that to be hilarious to me. Now, actually, Mason, with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the only show that was in 2013 was the show that was in London, and that was like a sit-down production, so there wasn't any tours just yet, right? They didn't have a tour in London or in the UK. It was just the show in, excuse me, it was just the show in London. And then the show came to Broadway, and then after the show closed on Broadway, then it went on tour. So that was how it happened. So, yeah. Virginia Lake says you need a musical review and cooking with Josh channel. That would be interesting. I tried doing like a cooking video on my Facebook page once, and it was literally like, it was like a recipe I learned in cooking school where it was like, hey, this is how you make tomato sauce and stuff. And it was so good. I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to make some tomato sauce at home. And, oh, why not film it? And that's what I did. I could kind of do it now, like do some cooking videos. Obviously not on this channel, but I could do like a cooking video type of thing with this camera now and stuff like that. But I just have yet to really do it. You know what I mean? But it would be something. And also a musical review, like, yeah, that would be interesting, certainly. I just would barely be posting there because, like, there's been, like, a lot of new musicals that I haven't necessarily really been, like, watching a lot. You know what I mean? I'm not exactly, like, a big fan of, like, some of the shows that really came out in the past couple of years. Here's one. I remember there was a Broadway show that came out this year that had, like, music from Britney Spears. Which, yeah, that sounds absolutely as insane as you think it is. And I remember, like, they had, like, this curtain call. And after the curtain call, they did, like, this mega mix of, like, certain songs that they sung in the show. And it looked pretty cool. It was like, that looks awesome, right? And I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe the show won't be bad. You know, it wasn't based on Britney Spears or anything, but it was, like... It was kind of like, it was like a story about like, oh, hey, it's fairy tale characters like Snow White and Cinderella and yada, yada, yada. And they're telling a different kind of story and whatnot, right? And I was like, okay, you know what? If I'm able to see it, I'll go and see it. Obviously, it closed on Broadway because it didn't do that well. But I did end up getting like a bootleg version of the show on YouTube and... oh my god. That was probably one of the worst musicals I've ever seen. It was so bad. There was so many things that were bad about it. I was shocked at how bad it was. I was like, oh my god. It was so bad. The story wasn't that great. And even some of the songs that they did was boring. I mean, well, not even like the songs itself was boring, but like the way that they did the songs in the show wasn't really great. You know what I mean? Like, some of the songs were definitely standouts in other performances, and I was like, wow, they really made that work. But other than that, it was not that great, man. It was like, I was so shocked at how bad the show... that was like the first time I ever saw it, and I was like, yeah, this is really bad. Really bad. I was like, no wonder why it closed in 2 months. I think it was 2 months. It was something like that, but I don't know. It was seriously crazy. But yeah, I don't, it would be interesting though, Virginia, if I did like a review channel of Broadway shows. That would be very interesting. Kawaii Life Antonio says, I guess is worse than, the Spider-Man musical. First of all, I'm surprised you even know. I'm surprised that you even know about the Spider-Man musical. I'm surprised anybody in this current time right now even knows about the freaking Spider-Man musical. Man. And yeah, that show was also insane. But look, it had Spider-Man literally swinging through the theater. That's like the coolest freaking thing ever. You know what I mean? I wish I was able to have seen that, but that was kind of like the only... I mean, and look, to be fair, like, the show could have worked. You know, it really, really could have worked. It's just because some songs were good, but there was a lot of songs in the show that was just not good at all. And then also, the way they kind of told the story, like, it was also kind of strange as well. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't... well, I guess I can't really say it was strange, but it wasn't the greatest thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think they could have done so many good things with it. But... It wasn't really a great show. But again, it's not terrible. But either way, again, it had Spider-Man literally swinging through the theater. He was literally swinging through the audience. It was the coolest thing. I wish I could have seen that, though. And also, like, in Act 2, they had, like, the Green Goblin kind of flying in the audience. And Spider-Man, they were kind of flying through each other's wires and stuff. Again, Very, very cool. If they were able to put on a show like that again with the right writing, right songs, even also cooler set design, because the set design was also kind of cool too for the show. If they were to have like the same like newer technology to do like all the swinging and flying and everything, it would have been so cool. You know what I mean? That would have been nice. But yeah, Spider-Man musical was certainly something. It happened. It did last, however, for a while on Broadway, because of course people were flocking to it because it had so many technical issues. There were a couple of like injuries that happened because of the show and everything. But like, it was certainly excuse me, but it was certainly it was a spectacle. You know what I mean? It was definitely a spectacle. Your mom says I might have gone just for that. If I was ever in New York at that time, I would have seen it. You know what I mean? Like, look, I know this is gonna sound crazy when I say this, but I saw a King Kong musical on Broadway. Not kidding. I saw it. Me and my mom saw it, and we actually enjoyed the show. It was certainly kind of weird, you know, compared to a bunch of other Broadway shows, but it was not that bad. It had like a giant freaking it had like a giant puppet on stage, right? In fact, why not? I will show you guys what that was. All right. Let's see. Broadway. Why not? Let's show you guys the puppet. Okay. That's not really the greatest no, okay, no, it rendered. Okay. This was the puppet that you had on Broadway for the King Kong musical. Again, a crazy concept, but look at that damn puppet. It was, look, I went to see the show literally for the puppet. The puppet was freaking amazing. Okay, it was. Like when I saw it, I think I was in like the 7th row of the Broadway show of the theater. And like, it literally, there was one point where the puppet literally was like going in front of the stage, like right at the edge of where the stage was. And then it just stood up all the way at the top, and it literally towered over. I think it was like, I don't think you can really see it though, guys, though. But like, it was like, I was looking up. That thing was tall. It was so freaking cool. Like, again, it wasn't the greatest show in the world. Far from the greatest show in the world. But it was so cool to see that giant freaking puppet on the stage. It was literally the coolest thing I think I've seen on Broadway. You know what I mean? It was so awesome being able to see that. Virginia Lake says, wow, that does look amazing. They made it work. They really did. And you did see, like, obviously, like, the puppeteers kind of controlling the thing, you know, like, obviously they had to control the arms, they had to control the legs, and also, like, they had some people in the back that kind of had to control, like, the shoulder movements, the head movements, and the facial movements. It was truly a beast to behold, you know what I mean? It was, like, so cool how they were able to just make that thing work, and it made it come alive, and it was actually, like, it was able to emote, like, which was also kind of the crazy thing as well, though. But it was so cool, you know what I mean? And I'm glad I was able to see that, because it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You're never gonna see something like that on Broadway ever again. I hellishly doubt it, right? But, and again, is it crazy that King Kong got a musical? Hey, look, you can literally give a musical to anything nowadays, okay? If you want to give, you know, I was gonna say, if you want to give an Emoji Movie a freaking musical, you can. But you know what they technically did? Look, it actually wasn't, like, I'm not even kidding when I say this. It wasn't a movie. It wasn't a movie-based musical. It certainly was not a, it wasn't a, oh, what am I trying to say? It was not a Emoji Movie musical, but they did make a musical, not really on Broadway. It was off Broadway. It was in a much smaller theater, but they did make a musical about emojis. Not even kidding. Like, I'm not even kidding. And some of the songs in the show actually were not really that bad either. So it wasn't like, it was a weird idea. But I mean, the way that they really did it was they kind of just had people dressing up in clothing, like regular clothing, that kind of symbolized, was kind of symbolic, I guess, of like what emoji they were supposed to be, if that makes sense. It wasn't like they were dressed up in like weird costumes or anything. They made it work. But it was kind of interesting, you know what I mean? Your mom says, was that from the Spider-Man one? If you're talking about the giant gorilla puppet that I just showed you, no, that was from the King Kong musical. Which again, crazy concept. Yes, I know. Insane. But they did it, and they made it work. They made it work. But yeah, but like they literally can give a musical to anything. And Thena says The Outsiders is getting a musical. Yeah, they just did like a run in San Diego, I think a couple of months ago, I believe. And so it's going to be making its way to Broadway on, it's going to be making its way to Broadway, I think in March, I believe. Virginia Lake says, what is your favorite musical? There's so many. I'm gonna say, damn, that's a really good question. I would, damn, that's that's a really, really good question. I'm not sure what I would consider to be my number one musical. I love The Wiz, the Broadway production, not the movie. The movie is okay, but The Wiz, like, on Broadway is definitely amazing. I love the Lion King musical. The Lion King musical is an incredible show. If anyone gets the chance to see it when it comes to your town, I highly recommend seeing that musical. It is amazing. It truly is. I like the Peter Pan musical as well. They had one with Kathy Rigby, and I've seen it twice, and it's amazing. I know this one is also going to sound a little weird, but it actually works really well. And actually, you guys have probably seen it on NBC, but it is definitely not that version. I did see it about like 2 weeks ago in Hollywood. There is a How the Grinch Stole Christmas musical. Now, again, I know that sounds crazy. It sounds a little weird. You're kind of like, how would that work? Especially if you've seen the movie and if you've seen, well, both of the movies. If you've seen like the one with Jim Carrey and if you've seen the Illumination, if you've seen the Elimination version of The Grinch as well, you probably would be like, they're making a musical about this? First of all, the musical existed before those two movies did, and it's based more on the book, if anything, but also, like, it adds like a good amount of story, you know, in terms of the Grinch and why he doesn't like Christmas. It makes way more sense than what the other movies have done. You know what I mean? And it truly is, like, it's a really great show. It's a very, very cute show. It's got great songs, great costumes, great actors in it, and they rhyme. The show, for the most part, rhymes. It's a really fun show. It's amazing. I see it almost all the time. You know what I mean? Like, they have it almost all the time in San Diego, and anytime it comes to LA, I always got to see it. They had a NBC live version in 2021. The show is definitely based off of the musical that I'm talking about, right? But at the same time, it is not nearly as good. It is not nearly as good as the show that you can see in San Diego or the show that is touring. It is not remotely nearly as good. The NBC, I don't know what they did with the NBC version, the live version, but that is just, it's not that good. I'm sorry, okay? So don't let the musical that you've seen on the NBC live version completely like skew your opinions on what the Grinch musical is, because that is not what the Grinch musical is. See the original version in San Diego and see the original version when it tours in your town. That's the good one. That's the one you want to see, not what they had on NBC, okay? Excuse me. Athena says, what about Hairspray? Hairspray's a pretty good show. In fact, I think I never saw the original production. I wish I did, but I've seen the production at my high school, actually, because my high school did put on a production, I think the first year that I attended that school, and they did a really good job. I do like the Hairspray musical as well. Virginia Lake says, The Lion King is so incredible, one of my favorites. Oh, absolutely. I think it was one of the first musicals that my mom took me to. It was either The Lion King or it was Peter Pan. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure which one was actually the first. Actually, no, I think I would have to say one of those was the first. It was either The Lion King or Peter Pan, but yeah, I definitely love those two shows. Skeptor the Wolf says, my favorite musical is Book of Mormon. Oh my god. Book of Mormon is so freaking hilarious. It throws you for such a freaking loop. If you guys are a fan of South Park, right? The creators of South Park, Trey Parker and damn it, what's his name? What's the hold on a second. I'm surprised that Alex is not flaming me in the chat right now, being like, hey, you should know their names. I can't think of the other guy's name. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? There's Trey Parker, and I literally can't think of of the other name. Yeah, I was right. Why did I doubt myself? I literally was gonna say Matt Stone. What the hell? But yeah, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park, they created the Book of Mormon. And I'm telling you guys right now, it is seriously probably one of the funniest musicals I have ever seen. It is hilarious. Man, so like if you guys were a fan of South Park, I would highly recommend seeing that show. It is seriously, it's hilarious. Like, it is so freaking funny. Let me see. Your mom says, remember the Christmas Story musical? That was a laughable disaster. Which, did that air on Fox? Because I think if I remember Christmas Story musical, they did a live version of that. It was either on Fox or NBC. I don't remember. I know that they have a touring version of the show, because I think Christmas Story musical had a production on Broadway and now it tours. They had a production here in LA, and I thought about seeing it, but I wasn't really interested. But yeah, I never really saw Christmas Story, so I don't really know much about that movie, so I may check it out one of these days. NBC says that is crazy on what NBC did. Oh yeah, absolutely. What NBC did with that musical, with the Grinch musical, almost a crime. I think their best musical live version was The Wiz, in my personal opinion. The Grinch was okay, but again, like, it doesn't capture the charm of the original musical, you know what I mean? Skepta says there's also Cats musical from the 90s, and that is 100% way better than the 2019 movie. You know, my question is, when it comes to the Cats movie, why didn't they just use the costume design from the Broadway show? Yes, they're dated 100%. It's totally from the 90s. But again, why did they go with the look that they did with the movie? To completely make everybody look like nude cats. It was such a weird choice. Like, I have no idea. It's so off. I don't know why movies think that it is much better to use CGI everything. Like, why do you have to CGI everything? Just have people in costumes. It literally looks way better. I'll even say it. Even freaking Cat in the Hat costume from the Cat in the Hat movie that came out in 2003 with Michael Myers? Looks better than freaking Cats in 2019. Jesus. Oh my god, man. Crazy. Athena says, and I hope I'm saying her name right. I'm always doubting myself. You say, what about Wicked? Wicked is a pretty good show. I do enjoy. I've only seen it once when it had like a sit-down production in LA for about like 2 years, and that was the only time I've seen it. It's a classic. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Wicked. I won't say that it is my most favorite musical, if I have to be honest. I do like other shows better than Wicked, but I'm not exactly that attached to Wicked, but I have to see the show again to really form like a full-on opinion on it. I think I saw it when I was in elementary school. I think. Either in elementary school or I was going into the 6th grade. I don't fully remember. But that is a good show. I do definitely enjoy that one. Athena Grace. Yes. Cats and The Lion King 2019. Oh my god. Cats, you know, yeah, Cats was I haven't seen the movie and I wasn't going to, but hearing how much of a train wreck it was, I can completely believe it. And The Lion King 2019, I don't think we're gonna talk about that movie. We're not gonna talk about that movie, okay? I refuse to see that movie. I've never seen it, and I don't think I ever will see that movie. Especially because I am so adamantly against, like, you have no idea. I am adamantly against Disney's live action remakes. I hate every single one of them. I refuse to see any of these movies, and I hate them purely on the fact that their sole purpose for existing is for them to cash in on nostalgia. And they're doing a terrible job at it, might I add, even though, yes, a couple of them did make $1 billion at the box office, and I hate it for that. But still, like, enough with the damn live action remakes, Disney. Enough. Like, please stop. Like, it's, oh man. Your mom says, with the creators of that show, what do you expect? Oh, of South Park with Book of Mormon. Fully agreed on that. Like, we knew that it was going to be a hilarious show. But, man, was I dying of laughter when I first saw it. Ugh, golly, it's crazy. Skeptor says, makes sense considering Universal released both Cats and Cat in the Hat movie. Again, like, it's crazy how, like, the costume version of Cat from Cat in the Hat looks way better than the CGI puppets, I guess you would call them. I mean, they're not really puppets, but you get what I'm saying. In the 2019 Cats, you'd think movies would be doing things better in the modern age, but somehow they're not. It's so weird. It is so freaking weird. I literally don't even freaking get it, bro. Excuse me. Your mom says that movie was like every furry lover's dream come true. I can kind of see it, and then at the same time, no. Because even if you... Because... Honestly, I think, like, just from what I've seen, the faces look so creepy on... The faces look creepy. They just don't work with the rest of the body. They really do not work. Like, my god. Oh, man. Skeptor Wolf... Well, actually, let's say Virginia Lake says Moana live action is a pass. You already know. It's a pass, okay? It's not because I don't care for Moana, and it's not because I can't stand that song anymore. Again, it's not a bad song, but I've heard it way too many damn times. It is running me crazy. But, I mean, you know, the fact that Moana is already confirmed to get a live-action movie, and it only came out in, what, 2016? Did it come out in 2016? Was Moana 2016, or was it sooner than that? Yeah, it was a 2016 film. And they're already wanting to do a live action remake of that. Ridiculous. It just makes no sense to me. I hate it. Like, we don't need a remake that soon. Like, come on, Disney. Like, are you seriously that creatively bankrupt right now? Like, jeez. Well, clearly, you're creatively bankrupt. Just look at Wish. God, I don't even need to say anything else about that, okay? I don't need to say anything else. Oh, man. Skeptor says, I'm a furry myself, and I still think that movie is a dumpster fire. Oh, it truly is, by every sense of the word. Oh, man. Zach History says, they will make a live-action remake on Frozen. You know, it won't surprise me at all if they do that. Like, it legitimately will not shock me in the slightest if they do that. Like, I'm pretty certain it's gonna happen. I'm surprised they haven't announced it yet. At least I don't think they have. But your mom says if they are going to make a Moana remake, they have to bring The Rock back as Maui. I think that's already been confirmed that The Rock is going to be reprising his role as Maui, I think. Which I find to be kind of interesting, but maybe it's going to work. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen the movie. Am I really that interested in seeing the film? Not really. But yeah, I just wish that they would stop with the, the one that I'm really, really not looking forward to, like, at all is, Lilo and Stitch. I'm not looking forward to, oh, is that done already? Yeah, I guess it is. Okay, let's just do another one. I don't want it to go without music right now. I'm actually gonna get some more water because I'm completely out of my voice is getting dry. but I'm gonna finish this thought first. I just know that when it comes to Lilo and Stitch, right? They're gonna completely destroy that story. The story of Lilo and Stitch is gonna be awful. It is not gonna surprise me in the slightest. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be awful, but I just know they're gonna make certain changes to that story where it's just not gonna hit as much as the animated version did. I mean, I literally, like, watched part of Lilo and Stitch yesterday when it was on Disney Channel, and, like, I was like, man, this movie, you may not necessarily have appreciated like you do now when you're an adult when you were a kid, but, like, this movie, like, I swear, it's such a good story. It's such a good film. Beautifully animated, great characters, again, great storytelling. They're gonna ruin it in the live action version. They're just going to. You know what I mean? I have to say one thing, and the one thing is that the girl that they got to play Lilo, she creepily looks almost exactly like Lilo. I don't know how you achieve that, but they somehow found an actual girl that looks almost semi-identical to Lilo, the animated version. And it's like, again, how do you do that? How do you I have no idea, but it's crazy just how much she looks like Lilo. It's nuts. I just hope, honestly though, that, like, they don't mess up the movie too much. Like, they still haven't yet released how Stitch is gonna look like, right? But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what else I can necessarily say, but I'm not looking forward to the live action version of Lilo and Stitch. Obviously, I'm not looking forward to any of them. I'm not looking forward to any of them. But yeah, Lilo and Stitch completely scares me. And it's supposed to be coming out on Disney Plus next year in 2024. You know what, actually? Cartoon fan says Stitch is going to be creepy. Actually, Stitch is just going to look like the CGI version of what he currently looks like now. You know why I know this? Because they literally did that with Pinocchio. With the Pinocchio live action version, they literally just made Pinocchio look like his animated cartoon counterpart. Just now he's CGI and still looks creepier. And so that's literally how Stitch is going to look like in the new show. I mean, in the new movie. He's going to look just like, almost identical to his 2D counterpart, yet it's just going to be more creepy because it's CGI now. And maybe he's going to look cute. I don't know. But yeah, I have, like, literally absolutely no idea, so. Kawaii says, yeah, it's best to just support the animated productions and not the soulless live action remakes. Absolutely. Fully agreed, man. Like, I am, like, so adamantly against these live action remakes. You have absolutely no idea, man. It's yeah. I don't watch any of them. I only watch the animated versions. But yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get some more water in this bottle because I am starting to. My voice is getting a little dry. I think I can probably keep up the stream for a little bit longer. I just realized we're at 2.5 hours right now. That's absolutely insane. Indie Animation, support them. Absolutely, Athena. 100% agreed. 100% agreed. But yeah, but I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get some more water. So don't go anywhere. And if you are already going somewhere and it's getting late for you, I apologize for that. And good night to some of the people that are heading off on the stream right now. But if you are staying, stay tuned. I will be right back. All right, we back. We are back. Okay. There you are. All right, who is still with me in this stream that is 2 hours and 30 minutes long? I didn't expect it to be that long. But who is still with me? Who is still with me in the stream? Well, 2 hours and 40 minutes now. All right. still got some people in the chat. We still have 24 people watching right now. That's crazy. Sweet. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm thinking. How much longer do I want to be on the stream for? Either for another 30 minutes or I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really in any rush. You know what I mean? I mean, I am gonna probably make me some dinner eventually. But I'm not necessarily that hungry right now, so I'll probably we'll see. I'm not sure. But yeah, so let's see. Any questions you guys have? Like, we can have this be like a little Q&A session. I mean, I guess it already has kind of been a Q&A session, but any questions, any other questions you want to ask, go ahead and go in the chat down below. Or on the chat on the side. You're not necessarily down below in this, but you get what I'm saying. Gary, the editor. Video will be around 4 minutes long, still editing. Not sure which channel to post it on. Good lord. That's hilarious, dude. That's you are. Did you just send me? No. Somebody sent me something. Oh, he's streaming. Okay. All right. Virginia Lake says, "Are you going to be watching Mondo's live stream at Universal tonight?" Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I am definitely going to be doing that. I always kind of join his streams when he's like live streaming New Year's, whether it be at Disney or at Knott's Berry Farm. I'm always joining that. I hope that he's able to get reception out there, because there's going to be a lot of people at Universal Studios. Me and my mom, we did Universal Studios once for New Year's Eve. Like, this was years ago, before the event was even called Eve, right? And I remember like just how busy it was in City Walk, right? It was hellishly busy. We were lucky to even be able to find a seat when we got our food, to be able to watch the DJ and the little concert at the stage at City Walk, and then the fireworks that happened. It was so much fun. I'd like to go back someday. I just haven't really been like going anywhere for like New Year's, really. The only time I've really done like a big New Year's Eve celebration, right, was Eve. Well, again, it wasn't called Eve before, but at Universal Studios when they were doing like their celebration at City Walk, and I was on a cruise, right? Me and my mom, we went on a cruise in 2012, right? Yes, I think it was 2012, or it was 20. No. It was actually, we were celebrating 2012. We started in 2011, right? And we actually had to have Christmas in Florida. I think we've flown to Florida on Christmas Day or something. I'm not sure, but it was a 7-day cruise. And literally on New Year's Eve, you know what I mean? Like, we celebrated, and that was probably the coolest thing ever. I want to do another cruise. Like, cruise, I've only done one, and it's so much fun. You know what I mean? They're not necessarily cheap, and I mean, you can find some cheap ones, and they're pretty good too, just from what I've seen. One I would love to do is a Disney cruise. I've always wanted to do a Disney cruise. It's obviously going to be different for me to do a Disney cruise now, considering that I'm an adult. So there's not a lot of things that I wanted to do when I was a kid. I can't do those things anymore. You know what I mean? I've grown out of that, but still, like, I mean, either way, there's still a lot of things that you can do on a Disney cruise. You don't have to have a child to go on a Disney cruise, you know, just like how you don't have to have a kid to go to Disneyland or Disney World and enjoy that park. I'm talking to you, boomer parents or Karens. But yeah, that was a lot of fun doing the cruise there. We had like great food and a good celebration, did like a balloon fall kind of thing. You know what I mean? It was really cool. But those were like the only 2 times for like a New Year's celebration or like New Year's Eve counting down and everything. Those two were the only times I've done something big for celebrating the new year or going into the new year. I've never done anything at Knott's Berry Farm, and I've never done Disney for New Year's Eve, and I don't think I'm ever going to, because Disney is hectic during New Year's, even with reservations. I mean, with reservations, I probably would be able to handle it, but at the same time, I'm not really even sure. You know what I mean? Mason Wrigley says, how was your cruise, Josh? It was really good. It was actually for excuse me, it was actually a business trip from my mom, right? Like, she would have she had a meeting, or a conference I should say, on the cruise, and it was only on the days where we were at sea, right? We have, like, when you're on a cruise, you have days where you are hitting a destination where you get to do like an excursion, right? And then there's days where you're just going off to the next destination, and they're called days at sea. And so when we had the days at sea, that's when she would be going to a specific room on that cruise and have a conference. It was a more of a luxurious kind of cruise. It wasn't like Carnival or Royal Caribbean or anything like that. But it was very nice. It was still a very, very nice cruise, and I had a lot of fun. And so I want to go back to doing another cruise like that. Athena says, hey, I love cruises. They're fun, right? Like, cruises are so freaking fun. Like, I think if anybody has the ability to do one, you should 100% try. You know what I mean? Virginia Lake says a Disney cruise would be so amazing. Oh, it would. Especially when I've been watching like Mondo's videos on Disney cruises and whatnot. I have to do one. Most likely out of San Diego, you know, because I don't know if I want to fly to Florida to do another cruise. Or at least not now. But I would definitely like to do a cruise, hopefully in 2024. I mean, maybe not. We'll see. Really kind of depends on how things go in 2024. But yeah, but that would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool. I would love to do one of those. Kawaii Life Antonio says, I bet it would be fun for a Disney cruise. Oh, absolutely. It would just be expensive, of course, because, you know, it's Disney. But here's the plus side. Right? You don't have to pay, and I'm sure this is probably the same for all different cruises, but it was kind of a godsend when I found this out when it came to Disney cruises, right? But with a Disney cruise, you don't necessarily have to, like, you can spend a certain amount of money over the course of, like say, for example, if I were to get book a cruise for, say, November of 2024, right? From now until the cruise, I could literally pay off the cruise each month, essentially, right? Which I think, again, in my personal opinion, I think that's a godsend. Okay, like, it is literally a godsend. So that is definitely, I mean, because those cruises, like the Disney cruises, are like, the cheapest one I think you could get for a Disney cruise is like, what, $1,500, I think, for like maybe 3 or 4 days or something, right? So, can I talk about Skibidi toilets? No, I'm not going to. I barely know anything about Skibidi toilets, okay? And I don't even know what the hell that is. I mean, I know what it is, but like, I've never seen like what I don't know. I know little to nothing about it. I just know that it's a giant meme, I think. That's it. So yeah, I can't really say much about it. But again, going back to it though, like, those cruises would be like, again, around like $1,500, and the fact that I'd be able to pay over a course of like months, that would, again, that would be a godsend for me, because at the very least, I'd be able to afford it, you know what I mean? And I can kind of, you know, save up for it and whatnot, you know what I mean? Athena says, I hate it, look it up. I don't blame you for hating it. It is a weird, it's incredibly weird. I'm not into it at all. I just leave it alone. That's it, you know what I mean? I'm surprised he's still going. Okay. right. Skeptor the Wolf says, I've never been to a Disney cruise. My parents don't like going to cruises because they hate to get seasick, but they also don't want to get to any ship incidences like in Titanic. You know, it's funny because, like, apparently when I was a very young kid, like probably 7 or 8 years old or something, maybe 9, my mom was gonna plan on taking me on a Disney cruise. But because I saw the movie Titanic, I said, nah, I don't think I want to do a cruise. I was literally nervous at the time when I was a kid. And I wish I didn't do that, because then I would have done a Disney cruise with my mom, you know? That would have been fun. But, like, you know, but especially as a kid, like, I'm sure Disney cruises are incredibly fun as a kid, you know? Not that they wouldn't be fun now, you know? But, like, again, I think it would have been... You know, I could imagine what it would be like to do a Disney cruise on a kid. Like, they would have the time of their lives. You know what I mean? But, but yeah, like, you know, it's a goal. It's a goal. It certainly is a goal to do a Disney cruise. I would love to do a Disney cruise. You want to know another reason why I want to do cruises so much? Because you get free food. Okay, like most of the food that you get on cruises are complimentary. You know, there are times when there are certain restaurants that are on a cruise where you do have to pay to eat there. It is more expensive, but again, like say for example, I think many cruises still do this, but you have like a area that is literally a buffet, and you can just go up there, get as much food as you want, and you don't pay anything. Now, what you do pay for, however, hold on. There we go. What you do pay for, however, is drinks. Like, say, if you wanted a soda, you do have to pay for sodas. I'm not 100% sure why they do it that way. I guess sodas are just a bit more expensive than food. Obviously, if you want to get, like, liquor, like wine and whatever, of course, you got to pay for those. And sometimes, if you really do want, like, you know, unlimited sodas and whatnot, you have to buy, like, some sort of a drink package or something. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll say another thing, right? I think if I can remember, I would either get did I get lobster? When my mom probably got lobster when she was on the cruise. I don't fully remember. It was in like one of those restaurants that we ate at. And again, it was free. But what I do remember was that I would often get salmon. And if anybody knows anything about salmon is not necessarily cheap, right? If you're getting it at a restaurant, like, I think the cheapest you're paying for salmon is like maybe $25, maybe close to $30 or something. I would tend to get salmon a lot, and again, that was free. You know what I mean? I wasn't paying anything. My mom wasn't paying anything for that salmon either. And again, I think she got lobster. We love seafood, right? Seafood is like, yeah. I love seafood. But, I think she got lobster at least once on the trip. And again, didn't have to pay for it. Had to pay for the soda that I would get though, right? But the lobster didn't necessarily need to pay for it. So, I mean, you know, like, yeah. Shane says, I'd rather pay for drinks than food, to be honest. You know, honestly, agreed. Because again, you can eat like so much food. Like if you're hungry, you could just go to the buffet, get you a slice of pizza, or maybe get you some pasta, get you some salad, get you whatever they have at the buffet, and it's free. That's what I did when I was younger. Like me and some of the other kids, because I was also like a lot of times on the cruise, I was in like a teen lounge area, and we would sometimes leave the teen lounge area of the cruise, and we would go up to the buffet and eat for a while. You know what I mean? It was a lot of fun. I have some very good memories on that cruise. And so I 100% want to do another cruise. I kind of have to do another cruise. But yeah. Let me get some water. Kawhi says, drinks can get quite pricey at times, especially on water bottles, some bizarre reason. Yeah, It's kind of why anywhere I go, I always carry my own water bottles, because I don't want to be paying like $5 for a water bottle. I think that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't doing that, okay? But yeah, like drinks can definitely get expensive, you know, so yeah. I don't know how much to really, what to add to that though, but you're right, you're 100% right. There's a comment. Skeptic says, I never eat seafood, I would love to try it someday. I would recommend, if you want to try seafood, definitely try like some salmon. Or try like deep fried catfish. You know, I think that was the first time I had seafood when I was a kid. And it's so freaking good. But yeah. It could sometimes look a little intimidating, I will say. Mainly like, say, if you get a lobster, right? Because like if you get like a whole lobster, the claws are still gonna be on it, and the legs are still gonna be on it, the eyes are still gonna be on it too. So some people, they're gonna be creeped out by the fact that, you know, they got a piece of like lobster on the plate and the eyes are still there, and the eyes look like it's looking at you. You know what I mean? So I can 100% understand how some people would be a little afraid if they were to get the whole thing. But like at the same time, I say just give it a go, you know? Just hopefully you're not like allergic to seafood or anything. Sometimes people are allergic to it, you know. Kawaii Life Antonio says seafood is pretty delicious, especially when I fried it. Yes. Me and Mom, we used to do like a lot of like well, not a lot I would say, but for a certain amount of time we did do a good amount of like fried fish. We would either do like tilapia or catfish. And we would kind of just, you know, like deep fry it. And I have to do some more. You know what I mean? Like I definitely have to try frying. I mean, have I tried frying fish by myself before? Not 100% sure. If I haven't, I definitely should try that someday. I'm a cook. I can do it. I 100% can do it. But yeah, I freaking love fried catfish. It's delicious. Especially if you know where to get the good stuff. Some of my favorite like seafood is definitely lobster or crab or shrimp. I love those. Yeah, Shane. Yeah, you read my mind. Shrimp is amazing. It really is. When I used to have a Costco membership, and I'm gonna renew it someday because I seriously miss Costco. Kawaii says, I love shrimp so much. Same. Love shrimp. I'm probably actually gonna make some shrimp tonight in a stir fry, maybe. But when I went to Costco, when I went to Costco for the last time, right? They tend to sell like clusters of king crab legs, right? And those are expensive usually. Those mark up to like $60, $70, $80 sometimes, right? I found a cluster of king crab legs at Costco that was only $25. $25, like not even kidding, it was $25. And that was the only one that they had there. And so I instantly snagged up that package. Came home and ate it that night. And it was so good. I melted a little bit of butter, made some clarified butter with that, and dipped like the crab legs in it. Oh, mwah, mwah, delicious. It was so freaking good. But yeah, I love seafood, especially when it's like, say, sushi. I love sushi. The last time I had sushi, I think, was on my birthday. And so I have to go back to get some sushi eventually. I technically should go tomorrow because we're celebrating New Year's, but probably not. I'm gonna save some money, especially since, again, I'm going to Disney next Sunday. And I tend to spend like around like over $100 while I'm there, which is not hard to do when you're at Disney. But yeah, so I tend to spend a lot of money when I'm there. Usually like on food, you know, like I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or I'll have breakfast, a little snack for lunch or something, and a full meal for dinner or something. You know what I mean? So it's, yeah, the prices definitely add up, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna wait just a little bit. Shane says, I haven't tried sushi before, but it looks good. It is. I mean, it is a little intimidating. I can understand, you know, because I remember when I first had sushi, me and my mom, we were in Hawaii, and she took me to the sushi place for the first time. And I remember when I saw it when I was like, I think I was 9. It was either 9 or 10. I might have been 11. I don't really remember, but I was around that age. And when I saw, like, Skepta the Wolf says, okay, I'm already starting to crave for seafood. Again, whenever you can try it, I would highly recommend it. If you have, like, a place that serves, like, deep fried catfish, if you can find that place or whatever, like, I would highly recommend trying it. There was somebody that mentioned... Skepta the Wolf said, ooh, lobster sounds good. Great, now I'm hungry. Yeah, trust me, lobster is 100% worth it. Lobster tail, lobster claw. If you could get yourself a good lobster roll, it's over. It's over. It's over. You're done. You're done. You can die happy if you get a really good lobster roll. But seriously, lobster rolls are so good. Mason says, I used to go to Red Lobster when I was really young. I haven't been to Red Lobster in a long time. But I definitely want to go back eventually. They do have some good lobster over there too. But what I was saying was that, like, I remember when I was like around either 9, 10, or 11 years old, my mom took me to a sushi place in Hawaii when we were there, and I was kind of intimidated by it because, like, I never seen it before. It was like, you know, you got like some fish on top of white rice, and I was kind of like, what is this? It looks kind of weird. Why? What? You like this stuff? You know what I mean? Oh, and, you know, kind of like, say, California rolls and the rainbow rolls and stuff like that. It does look kind of interesting. Trust me. But it's really, really, really good. Ever since then, I've fallen in love with sushi. And any chance I get to have sushi, which, might I add, sushi is not always cheap, you know, and I would prefer that it's not exactly cheap. Like, if you're finding sushi for like $2, don't eat it. But, well, actually, no, you know what, I take that back, because there was a place that we went to where, like, there was literally sushi for like $2. Like, it was like each plate that you would get was $2 of sushi, right? And it was good quality sushi. I don't think you could find that nowadays anymore. I'm not quite sure, but either way, like, sushi is not the cheapest, you know what I mean? It can be fairly expensive, but again, you know, it definitely is something that I would recommend, you know, to at least try out, you know what I mean? Virginia Lake says sushi is delicious even if you don't like it the first time. Try it again. I agreed. Yeah, because there's gonna be some places, like, if you're trying sushi, there's gonna be like some places that don't really do it all that well and it's a little off, you know, and then there's gonna be other places where you go to where it's like, okay, yeah, this is delicious, this amazing, you know what I mean? Kawaii Life Antonio says, I like me some tempura. Oh, tempura is so good. Like, I love shrimp tempura. It's, you know, it's not exactly that hard to make either. I should try to make some at home too. But yeah, like, it's, I love sushi. We could talk about sushi all day, okay? Like, what I really need is a friend to go with, and we could just go and eat sushi. You know what I mean? I get me like an eel roll or a rainbow roll or some salmon or a California roll or something, and I'll be a happy man. I'll be a happy man. Silverstar says, I eat sushi semi-regularly. My local giant makes it on the premises. It's only $5 on Wednesdays. Nice. Nice. Yeah, there's a couple of places. There's like a couple of stores, like, say there's a Sprouts that's nearby, and apparently they make sushi. I didn't know this, but apparently they make sushi, so I might try to, you know, try out their sushi someday. Also Whole Foods, they also do sushi, I think, which was a surprise to me. So again, I might want to try their sushi someday. But yeah, I love how this is what we're talking about now, is we're talking about food. But yeah, I mean, you know, like, yeah, yeah. I'm a foodie, for one. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, I went to culinary school so I could learn a bit more about cooking, and I do love cooking in the kitchen, you know, even though I have gotten a little lazier now. But I do want to get more proactive in the kitchen, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I just love cooking, especially when you cook something and you're so satisfied with what you made. Like, that is, like, a really good feeling. It is so good. You know what I mean? Like, when you're finished with the cooking, you're doing all this work, and then when you eat it, you're like, oh my god, this is so good. Yes! It's so satisfying. Trey Burton says, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings one time, got the boneless chicken wings with habanero sauce. I won't do that again. You know, your mom says, who isn't? Yeah, like, who isn't a foodie at this point? Really good. Good point. But you also said, if you made a seafood tier list, how would you rank everything? Damn, that's a good question. I think it kind of changes if you want me to be honest with you. I think my number one spot would be lobster right now. Number two would probably be salmon. 3 would be shrimp. 4 would probably be, I probably would say that shrimp and crab are kind of tied at 3. You know what I mean? 4 would be catfish. What else? 5 would probably be calamari, maybe, which is deep fried squid. 6 would probably be tuna fish, maybe. At least like the canned kind of tuna fish, maybe. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking of things in terms of like sushi and stuff like that, but you know. Yeah. What else? I think that's about it, to be honest. I mean, I've tried some other seafoods, of course. And like me not including them on like that tier list, it's not like, oh, I don't like them or anything. It's just I haven't had enough of them, and the ones that I listed tend to be my more favorite ones. You know what I mean? I don't really eat a lot of like tuna, but you know, I do every now and then. I made me like a very, very good like tuna salad sandwich like about like 2 weeks ago. And I just threw ingredients together. I didn't even look up a recipe. It was just like mayo, mustard, the tuna, some relish, and I think that was it. Oh yeah, and some boiled eggs. And it was good. It was really good. But yeah, that is probably my current list. But again, it kind of changes a lot. Kevin says you should start a cooking show. You know, I've kind of been thinking about that. Again, not on this channel, but like maybe on my Instagram. Like I'll start posting like reels where I'm cooking something. I can make like a really, really, really good steak. You know, like I go to either Whole Foods or like Bristol Farms and I get like a very good thick piece of like either ribeye or New York strip. And I have like a cast iron skillet that my mom had, right? And it makes such great steaks. Like cooking on that thing, cooking on a cast iron skillet and steaks is a match made in heaven. If I had a grill, I probably would be doing some sort of steak cooking on a grill on the backyard. We don't have a grill anymore. Well, I don't have a grill anymore, but I might want to get myself like a mini grill or something to kind of try grilling or something. You know, we used to do like a lot of like grilling in the backyard where we would do burgers, sometimes we would do chicken, sometimes we would cook salmon in the back, sometimes we would do a little bit of vegetables where we would like, you know, do those kinds of like cooking. You know, that's kind of where my love of cooking came from my mom, I think, because like sometimes she would have me you know, help along with her when we would cook. So yeah. Like it's definitely you know, I guess again, it's kind of been ingrained in me, I think. So yeah, but I can make like a really, really, really good steak, and I think one of these days I would like to potentially make a reel where I'm kind of like recording myself making a steak and everything like that. Yeah. So it could happen someday. It definitely could happen. But that would be like probably for my Instagram. Trey says, on the subject of food, what is your favorite dessert? Ooh, that's a good one. My favorite dessert probably would be key lime pie, I think. It probably is key lime pie, to be honest. Yeah. That is a good one, though. Like, yeah, it might be key lime pie. I mean, I have a lot. Like, I do like apple pie. I like, you know, simple ice cream. You know, I love strawberry ice cream. And even like some gelato, which is definitely different from ice cream. You know what I mean? I had it when I was in Italy, so that was pretty awesome. What else? That's kind of all. Well, there's also like some mochi ice cream that you can tend to get with sushi as well. That's that's definitely considered a dessert, I would think. So yeah, I would say so. So yeah, like that was definitely pretty good, you know. But I think my favorite one probably is key lime pie, to be honest. Your mom says, be honest, would you be able to survive Hell's Kitchen? Absolutely not. No. I have not worked in professional kitchens like that in a long time, so I would be incredibly rusty. I would have to literally work in a kitchen again in order to be able to possibly get on that level. But as of now, I definitely could not. I definitely would not be able to survive. It would be cool to meet Gordon Ramsay, of course. But yeah, I don't think I'd be able to handle that, especially with, you know, certain people not being the best on that show, and also Gordon Ramsay kind of yelling at you, even though he does that obviously for television purposes and whatnot. But I don't know if I would be able to handle that. Virginia Lake says, agree, cooking with Josh. You always make us hungry on 5 fires. Yeah, Mondo like tends to see like the food that I cook when I post it on Instagram, and he'll like talk about how I'm a very good cook, and I'm like, yeah, you know, like I just like sharing, you know, what I make sometimes, and if it looks really good, and especially if it is really good, I'm like, I have to showcase this to people on Instagram. You know what I mean? Skeptor says, my favorite dessert is a banana split ice cream. Oh, that sounds so good. I'm not sure if I've ever had a banana split ice cream. I know I've had like banana split ice cream flavored desserts. I think I had like a banana split like Dippin' Dots or something. But I'm not sure if I've really ever had like an actual banana split ice cream. I'm not sure. I could have, but I can't say I remember. Kawaii Life Antonio says, my favorite pie, pecan. Ooh, that's nice. And my favorite ice cream flavor, cookies and cream. Oh yeah, cookies and cream is so good. That's another one. Yeah. I think I had like a cookies and cream milkshake once. Or have I? Have I? I'm not sure. But yeah, cookies and cream is definitely good. Ghost Star says chocolate cake is great, especially with whipped cream. I had like a very, very, very rich piece of chocolate cake once. I was one of the people that was like at a table that we were at when we were kind of like celebrating a family member's like graduation. And well, actually, she's not a family. She was a friend of my mom's, right? The person was a friend of my mom's, and it was her niece or something like. I don't know. I can't fully like get the family dynamics right, but they're not part of the family, but they're like friends, right? But we went to because she graduated from college, and so we went to like a dinner at a steakhouse, which was really good. And the guy next to me had like a giant slice of like chocolate cake, and I think it was like 8 layers. And he let everybody basically take like a piece so we could like try out the cake. Right, because he wasn't going to be able to eat all that. I mean, it wasn't exactly that big, but it was enough to where, like, we could all take, like, one piece, and he would still have enough, right? But, like, it was so rich. I was like, man, this is probably one of the best chocolate cakes I've ever had. I wasn't always, like, the biggest fan of chocolate cake, I've definitely grown to like it way more when I got older. Like, I was more of a fan of like strawberry cake or vanilla cake, you know what I mean, when I was a kid. But I definitely, like, when it came to that one, I was like, okay, that one is really damn good. So, yeah. Gillian says, what about mint chip or chocolate dough or even cotton candy flavor? Cotton candy flavored ice cream is definitely good. And I do like mint ice cream as well. Yeah, those are definitely good. Virginia Lake says, talk to you later, Josh, and Mondo stream. Yeah, I'll definitely see you there. I think he starts in like 8 o'clock or something. Or does he start now? I don't know. Either way, I'll definitely see you over on his live stream, Virginia Lake. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, so I'll see you there. Yeah, so thank you again. Yeah, where was the... Yeah, but I think mint ice cream, flavored ice cream is probably... I don't know if I'd say that's my second favorite, but it is one of my favorite flavors of ice cream, 100%. I don't think I've ever had cookie dough flavored ice cream. I don't think so. Yeah. You know, now all this talk about ice cream makes me want to order some ice cream right now and just have it come to my house so I can have some. But I'm probably not going to do that. I want to save money. But yeah. Because I don't have any dessert at home, but it's fine. But yeah, I do like cotton candy flavored ice cream. That's also very good too. I'm not sure if I've had pistachio flavored ice cream. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know if I had pistachio flavor. I feel like I would have, because I love pistachios. Your mom says, what's the worst ice cream flavor you tasted in your opinion? I don't know if I can even say that I have a worst ice cream flavor. Not even in the terms of like, say, I can eat this, but it's just so bland, it's blah blah blah, you know what I mean? I haven't really had any ice cream where it was like, ugh, yeah, that's bad, I can't eat the rest of that. So I'm not really sure if I can even say I have a worst ice cream flavor. It hasn't hit me yet. It certainly has not hit me yet, so I can't really say I have one just yet. All the ones I've had was pretty good. Oh shoot, that's right. For some people it is... I didn't even think of that. For some people it is 10 o'clock right now. So you guys have like literally an hour and a half left of 2024. Damn, that's... I mean, of 2023. You have an hour and a half left until it is 2020, right? Am I correct on that? Yeah. So that's crazy. And you know what? Speaking of, what do you guys hope for when it comes to 2024? You know what I mean? Like, do you guys, like, it doesn't have to be in terms of like shows or whatever, but what do you guys hope to happen, I guess, in 2024? Like, what are you kind of looking forward to in 2024? Let me know in the comments. That could possibly be one of the last things we talk about on this stream, because I am probably gonna go downstairs and get ready to make me some sort of food, and my voice is probably getting a little tired, I think, so I might need to stop talking. But yeah, let me know what you guys are looking forward to in 2024. Shane, it's 10 o'clock where I'm at. Mason Wrigley is 9:38 for you. And your mom says it's 7 for me, and I'm sure it's the same. Yeah, 7:39. It's Kept to the Wolf. It's 7:40. So you're on the same time zone as I am. Nice. Got a couple of people there on the West Coast. That's cool. Cold Quiet says, I hope that the animation strike makes things well for business. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too. I mean, that depends on, like, I guess if the industry decides to say, hey, you know what, let's not go through this again. Let's just give them a good deal and we don't have to go on strike. Who knows, I guess, but we'll see. But yeah, I do hope that the animation strike can 100%, you know, get things on the right track when it comes to animators and just people in the animation industry or the animation guild, you know, just get, you know, better, you know, like conditions need to get better for them in general, you know what I mean? Kawaii Life, also a West Coast time zone guide. Sweet. Mason really says, I'm looking forward to going to the Great Wolf Lodge in summer of 2024. Nice. I've never been. I don't know if I'm gonna end up going at any points, but Great Wolf Lodge sounds like it'd be a fun place to be at. Yes, Gary the editor, I am still streaming. I'm surprised that I'm still going on right now. I am about to end it very soon though, because I am getting hungry. But yeah, like 3 hours, almost 3 hours and a half right now. It's probably one of the longer live streams I've done, because most of the live streams I've been doing recently have been like maybe probably 2 hours and whatnot. Like, it's crazy. It doesn't even feel like it's 3 hours. Like, the fact that it's almost 8 o'clock right now, I'm kind of like, where did the time go? Like, where did the time go? That's crazy. Mason really says, I also forgot to mention that some Dairy Queen locations have a play zone. My Dairy Queen has a play zone. I never even knew that Dairy Queen had that. That's very cool. I don't have a Dairy Queen nearby. I think the closest one is like 20 miles away. Probably less than that, but it's not like, oh, I can drive to a Dairy Queen in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Like, I can't do that. Gillian says, do you prefer to have cake or pie? Personally, I think it kind of depends on the pie, probably. I probably would prefer to have cake. If you were to ask me that when I was like 5, I definitely would say cake instead of pie. I didn't like pie when I was a kid for whatever reason. Now I love pie, but if I had to choose between pie and cake, yeah, that's a tough one. I probably would still give it to cake. But again, it really depends on the kind of pie that we're talking about. If it's key lime pie, I probably would pick that over cake. Let's see. Kawaii says, I hope Disney does well next year after how this year went. Yeah, I mean, I hope so too. I'm not sure if it's necessarily gonna happen, like say specifically at the box office. Probably not. But then I don't know. But yeah, I hope that they can have some sort of a rebound soon, whether it is this year or it's 2025 or something. I don't know, but hopefully a rebound is happening very soon afterwards. Doo says, I hope nothing major happens in the world, like no country wars or new diseases. Well, we already have a couple of wars happening right now. I hope it can end soon, but with how things have been going on, probably not. I don't know. I kind of just keep out of it. It's too stressful. And new diseases, yeah, I hope not. We still have COVID, but it's not nearly as bad as what it was before, so yeah. Your mom says, all I hope is that for 2024, 2024 will be more respectful for animation, especially Disney, and graduate my final 2 years of high school. Nice. I hope yeah. Graduation, when you do graduate from high school, it does feel like a big accomplishment because you're moving on, you know, whether you do college or you don't do college or whatever. But yeah, high school can be rough, but when you graduate, it's all worth it. And then you don't have to see high school anymore. You're done. It's like, yes, I'm out of here. Goodbye. Yeah. But yeah, I do hope that animation gets more respect in 2024, 100%. We'll see what happens, you know, but I truly hope that it does get more respect, especially with like the strikes that are gonna happen, that are planned to happen. I do hope that we get a good amount of like respect gained for the animation community, or just animation in general. Skeptic the Wolf says, I mean, Indian animation is doing better with shows like Has-Been Hotel, Lackadaisy, and The Amazing Digital Circus. Yeah, that's true. I haven't really seen any of those. Lackadaisy might be one I check out. The other two I'm not really interested in, to be honest. But yeah. I might have plans to be busy. Hopefully I get a soundproof room next year, and I am getting a new phone on early January. Nice. I want to get a new phone eventually. I still have the Samsung S10. I could have got the Samsung 20, I think, at the time, in 2020, but I just got the 10 because it was the cheaper option at the time. So, yeah, it's still a good phone, still holds up, but, you know, I would like to upgrade eventually. Let's see. Ghoststar says I would love them both, but if I had to choose, I would choose Cake. Seems like a lot of you guys are saying that you would choose Cake over Pie. Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, like, I mean, I think Cake is almost universally loved, whereas Pie, I don't know if I would say that Pie is a, like, acquired. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. But, you know, I do like Pie. Again, when it comes to certain types of pie, I do like them better, but Cake is definitely, like, my go-to when it comes to, like, desserts. You know what I mean? Mason Wrigley says, I'm excited for Inside Out 2. Nice. I still never seen, like, the first Inside Out movie. Am I really that interested? Not exactly. But it's a possibility I could see that movie eventually, but I don't know. Kawhi says, I enjoyed Lackadaisy, not interested on the other two, though. Yeah, for whatever reason, like, a digital circus, the Amazing Digital Circus, or whatever it's called, like, that doesn't really call out to me at all, and Has-Been Hotel, like, definitely not. I'm just not interested in that kind of, I'm not interested in that kind of humor, and I'm just, you know, it's, yeah, that's a no for me. Hopefully 2024 will have good movies, and this year had shows rather than, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be an interesting year, because, again, with all the strikes, there was a lot of stuff that could not be filmed. So I'm wondering, we may still have, like, a big delay in terms of shows in 2024, and then maybe we don't. I don't know. That's a really good question, to be honest. But, yeah, I hope that things can get better in the entertainment industry. You know, we need more good films, because they don't make them like they used to. Especially Disney. Like, last night I watched Tangled again, and I was just like, man, why can't Disney make movies like this anymore? Tangled is literally practically a perfect Disney princess movie. I love Tangled. You know, like, it's a great movie. So, like, I really think, you know, like, Disney needs to go back to making movies like that. No more Wish. No Wish, please. Okay? You did Wish. Don't do it again. Okay? Make Tangled again. Or make a movie that, you know, kind of like Tangled again, alright? Go back to your roots, Disney, please. Yeah. I hope 2024 doesn't have lackluster crappy movies like this year had. Yeah, I hope so too. There's a couple I'm looking forward to, like Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which is late in 2024. And I'm also looking forward to Kung Fu Panda 4. That one I'm definitely looking forward to. I loved all the Kung Fu Panda movies, and so I'm sure the fourth movie has to be a good one. It has to. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Kawhi says not a live action remake though. Yeah, agreed. No live action remakes, please. No. Yeah. I really wish that Wish does not win any awards, pun intended. That's a good one. Yeah, I hope they don't. Like, if they get nominated or even win Best Animated Feature at the Oscars, I'm gonna be pissed. You know, like, I'm not the biggest fan of the Oscars already enough as it is, because I don't really care about movies all that much anyway, but still, if they just give Wish the award because it was a kids movie that my kid liked to enjoy. My kid watches it all the time. They like it. It's like, no. Goodbye. It's like, goodbye. You know what I mean? Your mom says, so now that we're waiting for 2024 to begin, what was your favorite moment on this channel for this year? That is a very good question. I should actually look through that. If anything, I could probably say what was my favorite video, maybe. Oh yeah, okay, he does start at 8 o'clock, so I got time. Let's see. Just singing along with the song. You know, I can't say there was really a lot that kind of happened for this particular channel this year. This year initially was kind of lackluster, and again, I do apologize for that. Like, there was a lot of things that was just going on in my life, you know what I mean? To the point where I couldn't really post too much, right? So I hope that turns around for 2024. Hopefully I'm able to post way more videos than I did last year. I mean, I didn't do too bad last year though, but again, it's been kind of up and down and all that stuff, you know, but still we'll see, you know, like we'll see what happens with 2024. Maybe we have a lot of good news in the animation world or Cartoon Network and whatnot. Maybe there's a lot of things that I can talk about, or, you know, who knows? We'll see. But I definitely 100% hope that I can use this channel much more, or do more with this channel, because I'm always kind of adamant about, like, never just giving up on this channel, and I am still not giving up on this channel. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, hopefully, again, I hope to be able to post way more videos in 2024. And we'll see what happens when it comes to that, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I think I am getting a little tired, so yeah. With that being said, I think I am going to call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. Says what she said at the 2022 Oscars really triggered me. I don't... Who said who at the 2022 Oscars? I forgot. I don't really even remember the 2022 Oscars, so I don't remember what anybody said about anything. If it was about, like, animation, I literally do not remember. But that's about it. That's about it. I think I am going to head on downstairs and get ready to eat some food. I'm gonna make some again, some stir fry, so I'm definitely very excited about that. I am getting hungry. It is almost 8 o'clock, and I'm trying not to order in. I already ate out today, so I don't want to do that again. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining in on this stream. Again, I love doing these streams with you guys, especially celebrating the very last day of the year with you guys. It's a lot of fun. Oh, Skeptor says one of the princess actors that said animation is for kids. Yeah, that put, like, such a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. They kind of had to make up for it in 2023 when The Rock was talking about how, like, animation deserves respect. It's not just it's a medium, not just a genre, yada yada yada. So yeah, I got to applaud The Rock for that. You know what I mean? Thank goodness he did that. But again, either way, I have to get going. I'm gonna stop talking for the rest of the day because my voice is, all the time when it comes to these streams, for whatever reason, like, my voice always gets tired. It's weird. But yeah, again, thank you so much. Gillian says, do you have any big plans for 2024? I can't really say for certain, no. I mean, well, I think a plan is, again, to do a cruise, maybe a Disney cruise for 2024, probably around my birthday or something. It really depends. But that's kind of it. I can't really say in terms of, like, what I want to do with my life. Do I have any big plans and whatnot? Not necessarily. That could always change. You never know. You never know. Yeah, The Rock deserves a huge amount of respect for that. Absolutely. Agreed. Yes. Animation is for everyone. It is a medium, not just a genre. It is not just for kids. And I hope that the industry learns their lesson on that. Please learn their lesson on that. Yes, but anyway, again, I have to get going. 2023 has been a lot. It's been ups and downs, you know, but I can't say it's been a bad year, but it's been an interesting year, you know. I'm hoping that 2024 is a much better year. I'm hoping 2023 was a fairly good year for you guys as well. And again, thank you guys so much for being subscribed to this channel, joining in on these live streams, and doing all of that. Again, it really, really means so much to me that you guys have chose this channel to subscribe to and continue watching videos and yada yada yada. And the fact that you guys join in on these streams and always like enjoy having the conversations, it's awesome. I love being able to have conversations with you guys, and that's why I do a lot of these streams. So yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for joining in on these streams. It's always, again, a lot of fun doing it for with you guys. Will I do more streams in 2024? Probably. Really depends on the situations. You never know. Yeah. Hopefully I can pull some more videos in 2024. But yeah, but let's have a good 2024. Happy New Year to every single one of you that is still in the chat right now. Again, thank you guys so much for joining in the stream. It's been fun. It's definitely been fun. We've almost been going on for 4 hours, so I guess that says how much it's been, you know, a lot of fun. And you know, when I said in the last video, when I did like the happy holidays like kind of video talking about how, like, you know, in a way you guys are kind of like family a little bit, you know, or kind of like a good friend of mine, you know, you guys truly are. You truly are. Like, again, I enjoy like really, really, really chatting with you guys in the chat, you know. And so that's why I do a lot of these. So, yeah. So, to say my goodnights, good night to Gold Star, Shane, Mason, Jonathan, Kawaii, Gillian, your mom. Who else is still in? Skeptor, the Wolf. This was a long but a fun stream. Yes, it was, definitely. Silver Star, Zach History Notes. Anyone else I am missing? No, I think that is everybody that is currently in the chat. So, good night to everybody, and again, Happy New Year. Let's have a good 2024, all right? Let's have a good 2024. Yeah, 2023 was very mediocre for me. Hopefully 2024 will be a better year. Yeah, I'm really hoping that 2024 is a much better year for everybody. There, Trey is still in the chat. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, and good night to you as well. Yeah, but that's it for me. That's it for me. I'm going to be heading on off, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining this stream. Hopefully, I'll have a video coming out very soon. Also, check out my vlog channel, the Bun Vlogger. Just look it up on YouTube. I would link it right now, but I am getting a little tired, so I do want to end this right now. But yeah, the Bun Vlogger. Go check out that channel, and I'll have links in it in other videos when I post them. It is going to have a different channel name as well eventually, so I'm going to be posting vlogs over there as well, so yeah. But anyway, again, I'm going to head on off. Thank you for joining the stream, and until next time, remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year!
In the days since, still doing it like this. Now we about this in this game for a while now. We've been in this while, and best believe There's one thing I know.